Yeah. Yeah. This nigga, we come from that town. Hope niggas don't lag now.
I don't be against nothing about women at all, really.
This is perception. I think you hate feminism. I hate feminism. I don't like feminism.
Absolutely hate the way.
I don't believe in feminism.
Absolutely hate the way it's practiced.
See, this
in
is
this generation. Absolutely.
I think that, and this is the problem.
They don't want equality.
We go. That's what I was about to say. We go through this problem a lot with people in all type of minority groups or disenfranchised or under exactly
overcorrection.
Where you go from going to get equality. And now you want superiority. It's like you want protection, you want protective rights, you want all type of shit.
What it is you want to be able to do what was done to you.
And it's like, bro, you're not gonna get the
right to oppress. That's what it is. You don't want exactly. Yeah, you don't want equality. You want revenge.
Man, you niggas is wild, man.
That's what you want.
Or you think you're entitled to that because you went through the oppressive state.
Or that.
If you even consider it oppressive, like. It's a lot of things we gotta get into.
I'm gonna say a lot of things.
Because niggas say it's a patriarchal world. It's like, bro, niggas was dying. Like we gotten so far away from survival now. Like that's why people
it was innate. That was the instinct. I'm sorry that you couldn't kill a lion back then. I'm sorry. I had to do that. So I'm sorry.
For you to be safe, I had to kill lions.
That instinctually in nature had it where you had to be behind me. I had to take the lead and protect you. That's just how nature set it up.
Because civility has given you this impression that
technology
shit doesn't exist anymore.
All these things
but the thing is, you bitches see
even the playing field.
You bitches that say that, and in the same token say, I want my man to take care of all the bills. He got to be the one to pay for the first date. He got to do. Hold on, which one is it? Which one is it? You are equal to me in every way. You can provide a home without me and all this good shit.
But you still take some traditional roles.
That's what I'm saying, man. You can't pick anything. And the ones you always pick and choose that benefit you are financial. They're mainly financial or they're protective.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, you risk your life. You supposed to go fight that nigga for me. You supposed to jump for that bullet for me. You supposed to give me half your check. You supposed to take my rent. You supposed to do all those things.
Why you with a man? Why you fucking a man if he can't pay your bills? Have we ever heard a man say, why you fucking a girl if she can't go clean your house?
Facts.
Because I can get my grown ass up and clean my house?
My damn self.
Right?
Why I'm fucking with a bitch?
What am I exchanging in just sex?
And why is everything transactional?
Everything's transactional.
Okay, so another question. I be wanting to know who these bitches be fucking. Because they be like, a nigga gotta pay me. I'm like, it's supposed to be beneficial. I'm like, yo. What nigga you fucking with? You not getting nothing out of it. Yeah, you not getting nothing out of it.
It's not my fault you're not getting fucked right.
That's not my problem.
That's what it sounds like it boiled down to. You're not getting fucked right. Because I've never dealt with a woman that I was fucking and felt that I was required to do something financially.
As soon as I did, I was out of there. As soon as I've ever felt like that, I was out of there. As soon as you made me, I'm gonna make you make it clear. It's gonna be explicit. It's not gonna be a thing where it's like
vague.
Excuse me, what exactly are we talking about right here?
You don't hint at it.
Pardon me.
What exactly
are you saying? So you're saying that in order for this to continue to happen, this has to begin to happen. That what you're saying? Why you didn't tell me it was a prostitute?
This transaction would have been a lot quicker because I could have told you
a sex worker.
I don't pay for pussy. Have a nice one.
You a sex worker. You should have just told me that. Why you ain't put that in your bio? I would have known how to proceed. Put that shit in your bio.
You can't just pop up on me with something like that. Let me know. I took you out for dinner and that was completely unnecessary.
If we can keep fucking, you got to clean my house.
I sound crazy.
I'm gonna look crazy as hell if I say you got to clean my house. You got to cook for me every day. I need this every day. But I'm gonna still do what I want to do now. Like, we ain't no couple. I'm just saying, in order for us to keep on talking,
this is what you gotta do. Again, you're not my girl. I'm not claiming you. You're not claiming me. But the fact that my dick is going in you, that's enough.
That means I have to get this.
You better come over.
Transactional. Why we gotta make everything?
And what woman would agree? Not say what woman agree. Because there's some women who. They like you.
But it's still not right. It's still not right.
And it's not necessary.
I know it's not right. Like, that's not right. That's not. You're not entitled. I'm not entitled to any services outside of what's being provided. Like, that's what niggas gotta understand. Do things for the sake of doing them. I don't come to champion and say, well, if I'm gonna come to champion J Black, you're gonna have to cover all my battles a certain way. It don't work like that.
No.
Like everything doesn't come with some type of underlying ulterior.
Yeah.
Like, you have to. If A happens, then B has to happen. No, if I go to champion, it's for the sake of going to champion. And I go clean my car, it's for the sake of cleaning my car.
And I think the perception has been pushed for so long that women giving sex to men.
And I hate
that's how
I'm
giving you sex, I'm rewarding you. They've always made it seem like sex with women is the prize.
Okay, if that's the prize, and if that's the prize, please don't be mad at me when you get nothing else after I've received the prize, because I've gotten the prize. If that's the prize, I don't like to hit it. I don't like to.
You're making it seem as if, again, like, and let's to be completely honest, most of you bitches just get fucked anyway. It's not like you even know how to fuck.
Yeah.
So you're not even doing work. So you're sitting there not even doing work. getting fucked,
Yeah.
and then you sitting there acting like I gotta do more. I said, you want me to do more? You ain't even doing shit.
Yeah.
You laid here and let me fuck you, and now you want me to give you money for laying here.
Yeah.
And you're not even a good fuck. At least be a good fuck.
Yeah.
If you gonna act, you know what I'm saying?
Participate.
Bro, participate. You sitting there moaning, getting your rocks off, but I'm sitting over here, I'm the one sweating, doing all the work, I'm twisting and flipping up, and you just sitting there getting fucked good, and you like, alright, yo, listen, this dude, what did you do for me? What did you, and like, all jokes aside, what do you provide for me as a man? I think women don't understand these type of men that they want.
Yeah.
Most of us, bro, do you know how often pretty comes to a motherfucker? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, an attractive dude who got his shit together, a black attractive man who has his shit together. Bro, there's no shortage on attractive women coming any man like that.
Yeah.
Period. Yeah. So you think you about to be coming here with this basic ass shit,
And that's gonna be
offering nothing, and that's gonna be enough because you're pretty.
Yeah, I mean it wears off. Like you know how niggas is. We're lust driven for the most. Like a lot of men, we're lust driven creatures. We're designed that way. For the most part. I just feel like me personally. I just honestly feel like everything has become transactional. We've allowed it to become transactional. Even personal interactions, even how you emotionally feel, or how your explanation for your emotions.
No, people literally tell people I love you now just to hear I love you back. Like I've noticed when people give a compliment, and it's not to give you a compliment.
To hear something back.
Give me a compliment back. It's like you said. I agree with what you're saying. It's like everybody kind of wants. Yeah, it's like in
return for me doing this, I should receive this, and it's like you should do things and say things and interact in a way.
Because that's how you feel.
That's because that's what it is. It's genuine. And I know it's easy in practice to say, but it's just even like in the everyday situations dealing with the opposite sex, like the demand that and I don't know how we ended up here. I thought we was just. But it is. The demand, like, I would look crazy. My thing is that I would look crazy for any reason if I told a woman, like, if me and a woman had sex, and I then said, yo, all right, so now on, since we having sex, you have to clean my house. You have to wash my dishes.
Simply sex.
You have to cook me. We're just having sex.
Just
We're not
sex.
committed to each other. You have to have a meal for me. Every time I come home, I have to have a hot cooked but prepared meal.
Yep.
My slippers need to be waiting. My robe need to be waiting. My bath water needs to be run just from us having sex. They would look at me like I'm crazy. Like they would look at me like I'm a madman.
But
so that's what I think I'm gonna try that. The next time that I'm like, I'm gonna do it. Like the next time a motherfucker ever says like yo, like, well, if you gonna have to pay, I'm like, yeah, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? I respect your stance on that, but me, I have a different take on it. I'm gonna be like, yeah, when I feel like if I'm having sex with a woman, that she needs to be taking care of all of the responsibilities in my house that I take care of on my own. Without
it's a grown ass man.
It's a grown man that I would have to do somehow, or whether I know you. If this shit implodes today, it's another thing that I've never been a favor as a nigga that gets shit done. Is people that are active, that are moving around. Is that this expectation that we've somehow developed, man and woman, that when we meet a person, they're supposed to automatically adjust everything in their life to make time for that person. You make time for what you want. Like, no, listen. The thing about this is that
I agree that to a certain extent.
I don't, and I'm gonna tell you why. And it's not that I'm not saying that you don't make time for it. I'm saying that you find time for it, because everyone but don't take someone's. I'm looking for the exact words. Don't take someone's availability, meaning it's free time. It's not the same thing. Just because they're available doesn't mean it's free time. You feel what I'm saying? Like, and I say that to say that people don't have, a lot of people's schedules aren't co-aligned in a way that allows them to be able to say, I'm going to say, they got kids.
And you
they got
can't dictate to me how
they spend their time. And it's a vice versa thing. It's like, you can't dictate to them the same they can't dictate to you. So you can't say to a person that has a certain level of responsibilities that now that you've met me and I'm coming into your life, that your life has to now be geared completely around me. So what happens if tomorrow me and you stop talking? Now I've made these requisite sacrifices in this part of my life, or that person they've made the requisite sacrifices in that part of their life, and then you're no longer a part of it. Now what happens? How do you fill those voids? Like if he stopped working his job that he was taking care of his kids with, so that he could make time for you, or she did, the vice versa. It doesn't have. There's no any specific gender involved here.
Yeah.
Why would he then or she then do that? What do they have to benefit in the long term once that happens? Like I've never that entitlement to time, to effort, to all these. It's like it's different depending on who you're dealing with. Now I will say this: some people aren't for some people. Some people's lifestyles aren't for some people. Like that person could have the entire every character makeup that you would ask for in a person and their living situation or their working situation is not compatible with what your requirements are and needs. You have to decide for yourself, not for that person, for yourself, whether or not you're willing to make those sacrifices in order to accommodate their lifestyle that doesn't necessarily coalesce with what you do. And if you do, don't complain.
This is, and I agree with pretty much every point you made. This is what I always say when it comes to relationships and shit like that. I say, for one, nobody can get upset with anybody's preference, right? We all have a right to want what we want. I don't care if a man wants a woman that's submissive, if a woman wants a man that just pays for everything and lets her do whatever she wants. If that's what you want, you have every right to want what you want. And this is how I go about mine. I say, this is what I like out of a woman. Any woman I fuck with, like, you know, say, of course, hey, how you doing? All right, check this out. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But as you,
it
you know
could be though.
I guess it could be. Run it down.
Yeah, I know we just met, but
listen, bitch, you better be able to do this, do this, do this. You know what I'm saying? You better make this amount of time.
If you can't, it's quiet. I'm saying, you know, it's quiet.
Nah, but some real shit. It's like as you converse, you know what I'm saying, all that comes out. And it's like, listen, this is what I like out of women. This is what I would like out of any woman I deal with. Now, if you want to be involved with that, you know what I want.
Yeah.
Now, don't get upset with me when you don't fall into that and I don't want you in the way that you want me to.
Yeah.
I've let you know what I like. Now, either you're going to fall into that or you're not. Same thing if I want a woman. She tells me what she expects, what she wants out of a man. If I want that woman, I'm going to make those adjustments to be with that woman. Yeah. If what she wants ain't really what I'm trying to do to get her, cool.
I was gonna ask. I was literally beating you. I was gonna say, well, what is it? Is it a vice versa?
Exact same thing.
So
exactly. Again, if I want that woman,
it requires compromise.
Exactly. Again,
on both ends. You think?
If I want that, again, that's only if you want. I can't be sitting here saying I want this woman, and I'm not willing to pursue her. I feel like, at least with me, I have a different mentality. I feel like as I ain't gonna say as men because it makes it seem like if you're not. I'm not saying you're not a man, but it's like I feel like we go after what we want. I just say that. Like, if you want something, you go get it.
So let me say this. Do you think that we're at a place, do you think that it's like, how do you feel about people coming into a situation knowing, not even a situation, when they meet a person, they kind of know what role they want that person to play in their life already, if that makes sense? Like, kind of people that says you should date to marry. How you feel about, like, you should date you should date with a purpose, you should be trying to get married? Like, do you agree with that? Do you think that there should be like an explicit statement of what you're expecting out of a relationship, like in terms of the goal of it? Do you think that do you personally go into each situation knowing, well, if I'm gonna fuck with her, I'm going to look for marriage out of her, or I'm looking to have kids or have a family with her? Do you look for that in these situations? Do you think that that's a healthy way or mindset to kind of have? Or do you think that, I mean, I'm not going to put the options in. Do you think that
I feel what you're saying. I feel like it's multifaceted as far as the different ways that can go. That's
something I've encountered a lot lately, is that people always say, like, I know what I want from my relationships now.
Yeah. And it's the thing. We don't always... This is how I go. I'll speak for me personally, then I'll speak as far as my opinion on the shit.
Yeah.
For me personally, I say I always just go with naturally whatever happens. Like, whatever the energy feels like between you and I, that shit feel like, I want to spend more time with her. I'm going to try to spend more time with you. If I ain't get a good vibe, I'm not going to hit you up. Like, I just literally just go with whatever happens. You know what I'm saying? Type shit. That's my personal philosophy, because that's what makes me the happiest. When I just do what I want, as long as I'm not hurting myself or nobody else, and I'm doing whatever the fuck I want, that's when I'm operating at peak chaos. Like, that's when I'm the best, is when I'm, you know what I'm saying? When I'm the happiest, when I do that. But I think for other people it may be a little different, because some of that is tied into their religion. So when you bring up, like, when you have things that have to do with somebody's God, what they feel is going to be the difference between eternal damnation and life, it's a little different. They may go about it with that, I need to get married. You know what I'm saying? Because this is what my God, and you know what I'm saying, they're thinking about it a certain way. So I think with certain people like that, I can't tell them not to think about it that way. You feel what I'm saying? Like, if that is your religion, if that's how you feel like you are going to make yourself into heaven and all these things like that, do what you know what I'm saying, do what is best for you. And I think with other, like, but again, for me, I think it's best to just go and, you know what I'm saying, like, be, whatever happens, let that shit happen naturally. Like, don't go in there putting pressure on the situation. Because that can fuck it up. Pressure. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm not saying don't be purposeful and have intentions with what you're doing. I'm not saying don't want to be married and but I ain't gonna say soon as you get with a person, you're like, all right, yo, we gotta get married.
You gotta build it.
We gotta get married. Like, it's just like, yo, let's see if I like you.
Yeah.
Then I think if it's, all right, I think once it gets to the point, okay, we're about to be romantically involved, then I think, okay, y'all need to be clear on that. Maybe that's something that eventually y'all both want.
Yeah.
Maybe not, but I think there's a talk that's needed. If you know, all right, we're about to get romantically involved.
Yeah.
This is something I want. So if you never want to get married, let's not even get romantically involved.
Respectfully.
You see what I'm saying? Because we're going to waste a lot of each other's time.
Respectfully.
You know what I'm saying? So I will say it needs to be discussed, but I ain't going to say you need to go about it.
Alright, so I'm in like mostly agreement with you on the major points because an old head told me something a long time ago. And I didn't really listen to it the way that I probably should have. He said to me, he was like, and it's, the analogy's kind of crazy. We're going to go to a crazy place. But he literally said, you should never commit a crime because you need to. He said you should always do it because you actually want to. And I said, man, that don't make no sense. I said, why would I commit a crime? He's saying the mind frame. He's saying that when you go into something feeling like it's a need, like it has to happen, you'll overlook certain flaws, you'll overlook certain red flags because in your mind, you've gone into it from a need standpoint. So because you're going into it to a need standpoint, you're oftentimes willing to sacrifice what would be better judgment, what you would be able to more clearly see if you didn't feel like you needed
You're
something.
gonna make yourself see what you want to see.
Exactly, kind of like going to the grocery store on a full stomach. Like, you know how if you go shopping for food and you're hungry, you'll buy a bunch of shit that you don't necessarily need. It's kind of like that mind frame for me in terms of how I approach interactions with people. I don't really go into it with any situation like I need something from the situation. I don't like to approach any interpersonal reaction. It doesn't matter if it's a prospective relationship, a business dealing, a friendship, anything. If I interact with another human being, I don't enter it from a mind frame of I need something from this. I have to establish this tie in order to get to this thing, if that makes sense. Because I think that even with marriage, and religiously, it's something that is very, very much important for my religion. I don't think that everything that you do in life, my opinion, is that you should definitely do it for the sake of doing it. If you exercise, you should exercise for the sake of the exercise. Not because your girlfriend wants you to look a certain way. Because when you lose that impetus, like, what are you going to do it for after that reason? If you don't have that girlfriend or that same motivational, you should do it because you know that ultimately this is the best thing for you. If you eat a certain way, you should do it for the correct reason. If you enter a certain field for work, you should do it for the reason, not for any external reasons. That pressure that you spoke of at the end of it, you shouldn't do it because you're feeling any external pressure because of some type of concept, some type of social subset, something that someone has told you has been ingrained in you since you were little, that doesn't necessarily have any bearing on your overall happiness or welfare. I think that people have pressured themselves socially because of things that they've seen, what's become norms, because of parents, familiar things, and it makes them make decisions that they wouldn't ordinarily make with lacking that pressure. And I think that we should normalize, I hate that word, we should normalize people feeling okay and comfortable and doing what they're comfortable with.
Don't you end up hating every word people use to fucking much? I hate to get off topic, but it's like toxic and all that shit like
masculinity.
That. Don't get me wrong.
Narrative.
There are moments, and the thing is, for somebody like who has used certain words for a while just because of how they already speak, then they become like these fad words, and it's like, bro, like, I hate the way y'all fucking talk, bro. Like, y'all overdo everything. It's like everything has to be to the most exaggerated term possible.
And then to the next one.
Yeah, you feel
when they get hold of it, then it's for the next one.
And it has to be to the highest extent. You know, I was actually talking to somebody recently, and I was telling them how, like, why does it seem like people every day want to hear things in the way that sounds the most offensive? It's like it has to hit your ears. It has to be the worst extent possible. It can't possibly be. It might have been just this. Nah, bro. He meant he wanted to kill all the Jews. Like, you know what I'm saying? He made a joke about whatever.
There's no in between.
No in between.
Somebody. I mean, if you notice on social media, which is like a microcosm of life, a very small one, not a very accurate one, but in terms of how people interact, like. I could give somebody 1,000 compliments, but if I say a woman or a man, if I say you bitch ass nigga, everything else I said is irrelevant. It's gonna that one phrase they're gonna lock in on. And I think that people figured out that.
Aren't we all judged off our worst mistake?
By whom?
Most people. Once they know our worst mistake. That's what I'm saying. Like in that sense, like if people knew the worst thing about you, you're more than likely getting judged off of that.
That's defined mistake. Because like, is it a habit or is it a mistake?
The worst act that you've done. That's what I mean. Whatever it's a habit, whether it's a.
So like.
You know what I'm saying? Whatever it's like.
I don't go nowhere crazy, but if like if you like children, you should be judged about that.
Absolutely.
If you were a young kid and you robbed some banks.
Some people, if that's your worst mistake, some people gonna judge you off that. Some. Now, motherfuckers like us gonna be like, you did some shit, you know what I'm saying? But you got other people like, you fucking criminal. You know what I'm saying? Like, some people will judge you off that.
I don't think you should though. I don't think you should.
I'm not saying I'm not saying you should, but I'm saying I think that's just how life works.
Do you judge people by their worst mistake?
Depends on the worst mistake. I will say that. I will case by case it. Just like how we just did. I will case by case it.
It depends on the definition of a mistake. Like if you like little kids, that's not a mistake.
Yeah, I'm saying, like I said, maybe mistake is the wrong word. But you know, your worst
characteristic action.
Your worst
if it's
action.
a continued one, if it's a habit, normalize looking at people in totality to their situations and not just because you'll never know. Like I don't even seek solace in like I don't really. My brain, the way my brain works, man, I don't even look at, because my judgment doesn't matter. Like, how I view a person, to me, really doesn't matter. Yeah. Honestly, like, I can look at you like you're the biggest piece of shit in the world, but your kids might love you. You might be a great kid, you know what I'm saying? So, what is my one perspective of this person that could be tainted? I didn't have a complete picture. I could have been in a bad place. I couldn't really see it. What does that have? What weight does that have in terms of who you are as a person? Now, if I've been around you for years and I know you intimately, and through that knowing of you, depending even on the relationship, the type of relationship that we had, because I could be skewed. If I had a romantic interest in you, that will skew my view. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because now I'm not looking at you as just an objective person. I'm looking at you as someone that I'm invested in. Now, if I don't have, like, minus that, depending on what I see, I might look at you differently today than I did 10 years. Like, how many people do you know that you looked at from 10 years ago, and then when you review when you review through a different lens now, a different filter, now you look at it and you're like, you know what, that motherfucker really wasn't crazy, or that motherfucker wasn't really a bad person. They really meant
or the opposite.
Or the opposite. When you like, that nigga was a piece of shit.
Yeah, you been a piece of shit. So you know what's so crazy, bro? I'm gonna keep the shot real. It was a dude who I used to mention all the time, and I stopped mentioning him, bro. When I was like younger, as far as like talking about like people inspire me as a rapper, because it's like certain shit just doesn't click when you get up until you get older.
Yeah.
There's this dude who was probably like in his early 20s. When I was like 14 or 15, running around the neighborhood, he used to have me going to all the little trailers and the neighborhood I went in, like battling people. Like that's how I got into battling. Like to be honest, anybody hear my story, like it started off with me being in the neighborhood. I was like 13 or 14 years old. Yeah. Dude came down, he heard motherfuckers in the neighborhood rap. He was like, oh, let me hear y'all little young motherfuckers. And I was always nice, like, so I was just rapping. Keep it real at the time. I used to bite Cassidy lyrics. I used to mix Cassidy lyrics with mine. So I would like kind of start like 4 bars.
When we was young.
I would like start like 4 bars of his and then start with mine and then be like, okay, if they still like it, then they like my shit too type shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I used to do that, whatever. So either way, I said to say he came down. So me and him got real cool because he the one who showed me the first Smack DVDs, all that. So it was like he was opening up to a whole new world. So he was just taking me around battling. He would have like, cause we living in like a military area. It was in St. Mary's, Georgia. So it's like a big naval base. So it's like a whole bunch of different people from just all across the world living there. So I was battling. So either way, over the years, I see when I was probably like 16, me and him still cool. But he's like 21, 22. So he's a little older. So I never forget, like I used to bring this girl over there all the time, bro. And he would say little shit, right? But in your mind, because I'm 15, 16, I'm just looking at him like not how I should, like an adult because of how he carries himself, and I'm looking at him like a homie. Like you know what I'm saying? Whatever, you know, you're 6, 7 years older than me. Like you're an adult. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it's like years later, me and my homeboys talking, and we just talking like, yeah, man, we used to say da when Ty would come over, and it's like, bro, he would really say that. And it's like you think back on like, bro, that was. Yo, I deleted him off my Facebooks, all because it like hit me late. Like, bro, you were a weirdo, bro. You were too old to be talking about that little girl like that.
Oh yeah, no.
You feel what I'm saying? Like, cause
that's the perfect example you give.
You see what I'm saying? Cause it literally, I literally didn't see. I say all that to say I might have gotten off a little bit, but it's like it's like you don't see shit. It's like I have a new filter on, and it's like, bro, I looked up to you. Like you was like somebody to me. And then it's like now that I'm an adult and I'm sitting back in my early 20s, I'm like, cause I'm your age now, and I'm like, I couldn't picture a 16-year-old girl, 50, whatever. I don't care how she built, and say nothing about her. Once I know how old she is.
Remember, we literally was in the car. They said, "Oh, no, they young," and we literally like the conversation went to another.
It was a girl, it was a bad adult girl walked by. We was like, "Damn, boy,
so
look
crazy!" And then right behind
her was two others. Like, "Oh, they young."
Oh, nah, they young.
And went right back to find out like, where's she? Goddamn, like, cause it's just like again, when you're a certain type of man, it's like, but again, I had to realize like, bro, he was a weirdo. He was a weirdo.
I say that like even to follow up on that. Like I remember like in high school, I never really looked at like girls that I was in my class getting dropped off by metro workers. I never really looked at them niggas as predators. Cause I wasn't thinking about them. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't even look at how that. It was just like it's an older nigga.
And I look at the girls. Like, oh, you want to fuck with them?
Oh, they got a little bit of money.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like,
and then I realized like I'm like, yo, them niggas
was old,
some
bro.
Kinky old niggas.
They was, and that's.
Y'all was tripping. Y'all was buying them Jordans and
predators.
Y'all could have sex with these little young girls.
Little young ass girls, bro.
You niggas is dangerous.
And this ain't the, cause we all know the dudes who. They was a senior dating a junior. They graduate. She's still in school.
Yeah, nah.
You know what I'm saying? We know those.
Careers.
We talk about
niggas that got
grown
jobs,
men in their 20s. They've been out of high school. Yeah, 20s, 30s. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just saying, like early on, because it's like even in the early 20s, that's still too close. Like once you get out of high school, bro. Even if you 20. I don't know what you got going on with a girl in high school, bro.
The high school girls, man, you gotta relax, man.
Like,
you can't be messing with no high school girls. There's no grown man. I'm not even going to like that. It's just I remember like when you said that, I'm thinking in my head I used to see it, and it never really dawned on me till later.
Yep.
When I'm like, yo, these niggas used to be talking to like whole.
Yeah, bro. And it's not.
School girls.
It's
like,
not even that.
Them off.
Yeah, it's not. It's also way women would conduct themselves with me. Grown women they conduct themselves with me, bro.
When I was 16.
Huh?
At a 26, I thought I was a nigga. I didn't understand that she was a predator. I didn't get it. I thought I was a man. I had a 26-year-old when I was like 16.
She wasn't 26. I was 14. I was fucking around with an 18-year-old. So I was 15. She was 19. It was like that. So it wasn't like too bad.
Yeah, but it was enough.
But it was enough. She should. You know what I'm saying? She shouldn't have been rocking with it at all.
I didn't.
I was literally.
She turned me out too.
If my shit was working, I would have had that girl pregnant. You know what I'm saying? Like I just don't think I had whatever it took at the moment. Because I'm talking about me. That girl was reckless with me, bro. Yeah. Reckless as shit with me, bro.
No, that's kind of.
It's crazy. Like,
that's kind of wild.
But and maybe this not even the thing we maybe want to touch too heavily on.
Oh, what's up?
But as far as this topic, maybe this topic isn't something we want to touch too heavily on.
That was.
Listen,
that was
maybe
crazy,
the topic.
I beg your pardon, though. I beg your pardon. I beg your pardon.
Maybe this topic isn't something we want to touch on too heavy, but should we feel traumatized from that?
If you don't, you shouldn't. I don't think you should want to feel traumatized.
I 100%.
think that people shouldn't want to like. If you don't, then don't
because
don't like seek victimhood like in terms of the feeling.
Because listen, often I've heard women. I've had this discussion with women where they'll hear men like how we laughed about how we just talked about older women fucking with us. It was kind of funny to us. You know what I'm saying?
That might be because we're traumatized as well. Like
could be.
You know what I'm saying? That could be a coping mechanism.
That's where I'm trying to peel back the layers on this onion real quick. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like, what is it? Do you think there is some trauma in there, or like I'm gonna be honest for me. I'll be honest. For me, never once, even once I realized, she probably shouldn't have been doing that. I still don't.
Yeah, now I'm keeping it 100. I couldn't have that. If I were to run into her, we would have to have a conversation. I would definitely have to let her know, like, yo, you was definitely wrong as hell. You was definitely out of pocket. I couldn't look at her as a. I couldn't view her. I couldn't have like, and not to say she's a bad person currently, because I don't know what she was going through that made her, engage with me that way. I don't know. She might have been a victim of it. No funny shit. No, she might have actually been a victim. Yeah, she might have been a victim of. I don't know what she was going through that led her to me as a high school student. But we couldn't have that because it's like, yo, you like, even if you're in a place now where you realize that you were wrong, me and you probably couldn't have a positive relationship at this point. Because like I don't feel a way about it, but now that I have a new understanding of what that was, what that actual interaction was, I can't view you in a light that allows me to have you like positively in my life. Even if you have grown from that, which I hope she probably has. I don't know. I don't even know if she's alive. You know what I'm saying? She could be. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. But I don't feel any. I don't feel like. I feel like even if with new information, if you don't feel victimized, that you shouldn't seek victimhood. Anybody, and that's just my opinion. I could be wrong. You know, people are entitled to feel how they feel. But me personally, if I don't feel like, you know, sometimes like if you don't like, it's like kind of like if you didn't realize somebody stole some money, right, and you just didn't miss it, right, and then you find out, and now you're outraged. Now, yes, Kurt, like I'm not supposed to trust that person. Like, oh, I'm just gonna have them around me. But I don't feel like I didn't even know it was gone. Like, yeah, you stole $200. I ain't know you stole $200. Like, you can never get nothing from me, and you can't be around me, and I know you did it, fuck nigga.
Yeah.
But I ain't about to be like, bitch ass nigga left. Nah, I can't let nobody around me. Nobody can let me around. Nah, I know what you did. Oh damn, it took me a while to realize you did that. Oh, you did that. Oh, say less. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get my money. Oh yeah, I need my money back too. That $200 you got. But it ain't gonna affect how I deal with everybody else. It's not gonna make me feel like, damn, I can't trust humanity anymore because a nigga stole $200 that I didn't even know he got. You know what I'm saying? So
I feel you. I feel again. It was just a curious thing of mine. Like, damn, like I don't. Like I said, I feel fine, bro. Like, I honestly, when I think about it, it doesn't make me feel. I think about it with happy thoughts, you know. But also a lot of it has to do, I feel like, with conditioning. Yeah. I was never told that I should feel bad. I was told I should feel good about it. So I honestly do believe a part of it is
the way you were brought up.
I was just like, we were men, that's how we, you know what I'm saying, we're kind of taught, like, yo, listen, you out here fucking somebody older, you the man.
They thought you was the man.
Yeah, you know what I'm
saying? We measured your masculinity and your ability to be able to keep up with somebody that was that much older than you.
I mean, but think about it, because it's instinctual. It's not even, a lot of it is conditioning, but a lot of it is traditional, been passed down. That's why it becomes conditioned, because that's just human in the animal kingdom. The most virile, I think that's how you pronounce the word, the person can have the best sex and all that. That's who's in charge. That's who's in charge. That's who's the leader. That's who. If you know what I'm saying, that's the alpha in the tribe, in the pride, in the whatever. That's usually how it goes, or the strongest. You know what I'm saying, whoever. But usually, sometimes that coincides because it's the women that really kind of helps you to show who's the king. You know what I'm saying, to gauge who's in charge. So it's like, it's kind of within us.
We gotta fight that.
Yeah,
I'm asking.
I think because
we gotta fight that. Like,
due to our
the civil, or it's because of civility.
Our sentience. So because we are conscious, I think that we have to have some more responsibility than an animal.
With that, we're supposed to beat up other niggas to like assert our dominance too. We're supposed to resist that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So I'm saying,
we're not supposed to go around beating each other up, and whoever's can beat is the ruler of that street. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you move to a nice neighborhood, you in a nice neighborhood, you shouldn't go have to fight the strongest guy on the block.
What a nigga had to be cutting his grass in the morning. Wanna beat that nigga? I gotta let this nigga know this my shit now. And we cutting your grass before 9 o'clock either.
Now I run the neighborhood. Now every time a dude comes to the neighborhood, you gotta scrap.
You gotta see me every time.
That's what I'm saying. I understand. Like, we have to. You know what I'm saying? We can't act like animals because we are animals, but because of our consciousness, we have a certain responsibility.
That's how we end up here.
You know what I mean? To this conversation? Yeah, it's about the victimization.
Not even the conversation, just how we end up like here, like explaining to people. Like, I don't think they know how we ended up like sitting right here having this conversation. What led to like how we met? Like, how do I know this nigga with no beard? You know what I'm saying? How I know this nigga?
The fact, why I'm back, I'm Kid Chaos.
I'm drugs. Nah, I'm Amin.
You feel me?
Amin.
This this podcast right here, this is something, to be honest,
long time making,
man. Long time. We've been talking about it, a year or two at this point. When we initially spoke, I became a fan of his, you know what I'm saying, ability, his writing ability, his music, all that shit when I first got put on everything. And we started to converse. We just got cool from there because we were just similar. We went through similar experiences, although I think we wear our experiences differently. Yeah. We went through similar experiences, and we went through these experiences to different degrees. He's older than me, and he's experienced things to a different degree than I am. He's from a different area. So it's like we can speak on the same things from different perspectives. So I think that's why we always kind of had good dialogue, and then we're both...
A lot of words.
We speak well, we speak a lot, you know what I'm saying?
In fact, we're not shy to expressing our opinions on matters. People know that. You know what I'm saying? I didn't mean to go.
No, you go ahead.
I'm Amin. Became a fan of his. Saw a clip actually. Someone posted. Was that Corey?
Probably.
Yeah, it was Corey. I commented on the bottom of it. I didn't know we were booked on the same card on a battle card when we were both like kind of coming up in the ranks, and his battle didn't end up happening. But when we were all on that card grouped up together, everybody was like feeling like it's a mutual struggle, and everybody was kind of talking to each other, trying to galvanize one another, and we were like in a group chat. We were all in the groups. That's when my first interaction with Swamp. He's in there, you know what I'm saying, in the group chat when they put us in there.
Jay Moore and that whole situation?
No, that was after.
That was later? That was, because that was right before Survivor Series, yep.
So, just became a fan of his, and then online, we should just, it's competitive as hell. I still got to kick his ass in a battle at some point.
That's gonna happen. That's gonna be the craziest shit. Is our podcast leading up to whenever we battle?
Yeah.
It's gonna be face-off podcast.
Yeah, I hate to do him like that. You know what I'm saying? Then he got to come sit here and talk for 2 hours with me after I done kicked his ass. It's gonna be a bad situation. or vice versa. If I get my ass kicked, I gotta come in and sit here with this nigga for 2 hours. Listen. I'm gonna just deflect for 2 hours. Everything he said about it, I'm gonna just end up talking about sweatpants or some other
listen,
shit.
I'm gonna find every single way to bring it back. Like, we talk about anything like, so what you saying about getting smoked now? Like, what you saying about 30s? I thought you said something about that.
I don't even speak that English, no habla. So,
but nah, man.
Yeah, we've been talking about this. We've been talking about this for a while. So we don't want to have it's free range of things the first time. I don't want niggas to look like or people to think that this is just we're winging it. We're just trying shit. So just grow with us.
Facts.
Not mean sit back. It's a good journey. I think this will be a positive one. We got lots of shit to say. Yeah. If you fuck with us, you'll be entertained. I think.
Absolutely. Fuck with us. You know what I'm saying? Like again, and then also as well as us wanting to do it as far as the podcast. Did I recover fast enough?
Yeah, you tried, man. I do not share that thought. Yeah. Oh shit. That was extreme.
Bruh, I think beyond us both being interested in doing a podcast with one another.
Yeah.
The fans also asked for it a few times. You know what I'm saying? They definitely, y'all have asked, listen, y'all need a podcast. We just want to hear y'all. And I put up a post asking whatever y'all want us to talk about.
Yeah.
Y'all, so I heard a lot of anything, battle rap shit. I heard shit about talking to young brothers, as far as who went through the system, things like that. It's a lot of, and we would discuss it all, movies, television, bro, we could literally go into a wild segue right now. All right, so let's start right off right now. Get to know us. Let's get our favorites out the way. You want to help them build with us?
Let's do that.
If you want to do your top 3 favorite movies, if you can do ever.
Damn.
And all right, would you keep it at 3, and why? What about those movies stand out to you? And if you can't do your favorite 3, because I know that's difficult, do your.
It'll be a rank.
3 amazing movies to you that are staples to you. They ain't never perfect movies or whatever. Do you feel any movies perfect?
Civil War was perfect.
I feel like there are some few perfect movies.
I feel like Civil War was a perfect movie.
Even if there's small editing issues, stuff like that, I don't count that. I mean as far as the story and stuff.
Yeah.
Perfect.
MCU. Okay, so MCU Civil War. I say Civil War because Captain America Civil War, which I read the comics, of course. Mm-hmm. What made me? I
don't know comics. He a comic guy.
In terms of writing, it was the most stellar to me personally, of all of the Marvel movies that we've seen so far. And it had the most character development, the plot twist. Okay, so if you pay attention to the plot twist, when they find out that they're the whole point of him getting them together was for them to ultimately destroy each other. Even the fight sequence when Captain America and Bucky are fighting Iron Man, no one was technically wrong for their stance. Iron Man was fighting in order to defend his mother and father who were killed. Bucky was under mind control when he did it, so he's really not culpable. And Captain America was defending his best friend. No one in that scenario was really wrong. Everyone is doing the right. That's it. Everyone was playing position. And the way that culminated for me in the high point of them actually fighting and trying to kill it. Like just fighting, trying to kill each other. These are icons. These are things that we've been reading since we were children. Trying to kill each other on camera. For me, that culminating point, that makes it my favorite. And the crazy thing is, even though it's one of my favorite movies, it's not really. I kind of enjoyed Infinity. Not Infinity War. That's the last one.
Endgame.
I kind of enjoyed Endgame as the Endgame a little bit more, but the writing in Civil War elevates it as a film.
It's something about the writing in Endgame. If we're gonna talk MCU,
yeah,
I think I honestly I have to look at Infinity and Endgame kinda the same, even though they're separate movies. It's kind of like a 2-part, one long movie, really. You feel what I'm saying? Like, to be honest, because it's like the last battle. It's like the last battle dragged out over 5 years, basically, or however they can say. To some people dragged out over a week or however, whatever it was. But the people who snapped. To them, it was like a week. You know what I'm saying? To them, it was. I think, the war was just a week. Like they snapped, came back. Oh, we still fighting. Yeah, you gotta think about that though. They was fighting. All they know is literally, and they come back. Oh, we still fighting, right?
We're going over here, though. Hey, they over here. They over here, bro. They over here.
We got this portal.
Make them shits. Make them shits, bro.
Bring your eyes.
Get us over there.
They swerving. Yo, that's a bar or something. Somebody gonna do that like something swerving out like Doctor Strange, something like that, like hitting
Verb.
Oh, he did something like that, like with a Doctor Strange thing.
Lux when he lost.
Oh, really? I didn't see that.
Yeah.
I think he lost too.
He broke the building. That shit.
I know the one he broke. One of the ones he broke the building. Something with this deal. I go.
Oh no, that was
like
crazy.
This deal.
Yeah,
like,
that was amazing.
That was cool.
Nah, that was amazing.
It was cool.
Cause it was.
I get what he was doing.
The whole point.
Yeah, I get it. I get the point. Yeah, I get the point. Like, nigga, about how I'm still in the dirt with
you over here. I'm in the trenches.
Yeah, I
get him this feel.
Yeah, I get it. Like I said, I think it was cool.
That I like.
I'm not saying. Like I said, I remember that when I think it was cool. I just don't think it was worth what it got, bro. Like I just it kind of reminded me of the what did he say, the Roman noodles.
Nah, that was that.
Going like a college. I'm about to go noodles
like
like a
that,
college
though.
student.
I like college student. I'm about to go noodles like a college student. I liked it. I like that a lot. I did, cause college students go noodles. Niggas be eating ramen. Niggas be eating ramen like shit in college.
But that's not fire, bro. That's
I don't know. And then you gotta take into account the setup. Like he built up to it. It wasn't like he just like 2-barred and just said it out of nowhere. He built up.
I hated it when he said it, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
I did.
The two bars I hated that battle was Whiskey Business.
That was horrible.
And that bar. I hated those 2 bars, bro. Now I liked kind of like what you were saying about the setup. I liked pretty much everything around that
Whiskey
punch, bro. The alcohol thing he did, that was fire.
I like whiskey.
It's just the whiskey business shit, that was super reach, bro. I get this is the business of whiskey, but you're trying to say risky business for whiskey. No, that's the reach. I'm sorry, bro. You could have done something else. You could have did whiskey, I don't know, and then said risky in some other way. Like you just don't try to stretch whiskey with risky. Like that was where he fucked up.
Yeah.
But
Doctor Strange.
Either way, but yeah, to Doctor Strange. I think. As far as those two, I think the writing in Infinity War and Endgame, the way they brought those two together, as far as MCU, I would say that is my favorite written because of how much they drew back, how many callbacks they did. There were so many things that's happened early on in MCU that they brought back for you in that movie, and some people call it fan service, but it works. Though. Yeah, but it works.
It brought a 12-year series and it culminated 12 years worth of work. So I'm not mad. Like I'm not saying fan service in a bad way.
Yeah, I'm saying some people say it's fan service in a way of like it's bad.
You're ending 12 years and however many $1 billion of production. You're ending that. You have to pay homage to that fact that you're doing that.
Got to.
I feel like if you wouldn't have, it would be a lot of niggas that would be disappointed. A lot of people who joined that journey in 2007 and rolled that thing out the journey.
Whoa.
Rolled that thing out. A lot of people, so it's not in reference to any man or woman, people.
That's not how you do. You can't pick and choose how you do the rules. You can't.
A lot of people who rolled that journey out, I said it specifically, rolled that thing out, this journey.
You know you're wildin', bro.
Who rolled that journey out, they would have been upset. They would have been upset. I was hacked, man. I was hacked.
Bro, I don't give a fuck, bro.
I was hacked.
Oh no! You gotta clip it from that. No context battle rap. He gonna clip that out right there. Watch.
Nah, don't clip that. That's my dog. Hey, don't clip that shit up, Bum Nitty. Don't clip that up. But yeah, so but I don't think it was bad fan service. I don't think it was bad. I think that was serious service.
Yeah.
That was like, yo, we gonna, and you gotta, you know. It's a lot of other people who are behind the scenes who played a big major role in that being able to go off the way that it did. That's why you have credits at the end of the movies And that does them a service as well.
Yeah.
It's so you're paying so many people, like giving them the opportunity to have it. Like it's like people's jobs ended at that 12-year run. You know, people understand. Like there's people that are no longer working.
Yeah.
Because of that, like the contracts are up that aren't working on certain.
And a lot of them is not even because they don't want, as they can't.
That's what.
Some people don't want to. Like you know what I'm saying? Like Steve, not Steve Rogers, Robert Downey told them. That's it. You know what I'm saying? That's it, bro. Like it got to be. He was like, I'm not saying 100%, but it's gonna have to be something. The story is gonna have to be amazing for me to come back and reprise my role for, you know what I'm saying. Other than that, I'm out. You feel what I'm saying? And I get it. Like, listen, that was his retribution. I don't know if that is. I'm talking about Iron Man saved his career, because remember at that point he was
an alcoholic.
He was done. You feel what I'm saying? Like Hollywood was looking at him a certain way, and this man literally was the catalyst for the biggest movie franchise in history.
Respectfully.
Like he's like, bro, I did this in a decade.
Respectfully.
You know what I'm saying? 12 years, decade. I'm good, bro. Have a good one. I appreciate y'all. You know what I'm saying? Done my thing.
Obama
you know what I'm saying? And I think that was one of the perfect send-offs. So I give my top movie, everybody who knows us, all time, The Matrix, bro. It is, to me,
the series
perfect movie. The very first one. The series, I'm not gonna lie now. This is where the critic and the fan in me separate. Critically, I know the second movie is just okay and the third one is trash. Critically, I know that. Fan in me, I like all of them. I do think certain parts of the second and third get boring because they do a lot of exposition, because
they had to.
It's a very philosophical movie. So they got to a point where the ideas they presented, they had to explain them.
Hey, you know the scariest thing about that? I was listening to the architect talk and I understood everything he was talking about.
Oh, not at the age when I heard it. Absolutely not. I was like 11. I must say I was way too young. I didn't understand nothing he was talking about. That was the scene I hated. When I saw that second, I'm like, what in the fuck is he talking about, bro?
Everything was like, yo, why is this? Why do I like this?
And I hated it as a child because I didn't understand it.
wasn't mad.
Then that's why I think it's actually the fan and the critic in me separate, because critically I understand they should have done that better, because that slows the movie down to basically a halt when they do all that exposition. But the fan in me, especially now that I've become a quasi philosopher myself, I'm watching it like, yeah, because I'm fake as hell with it. But it's still like, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, listen, I try my best, though.
Sprinkle it on there, though.
But it's like, I'm watching it now, I'm like, oh, he's saying some shit, though. Like, for the ideas they're presenting in the movie, what he's saying is some heavy shit, bro. Some, like, god damn, bro, this is, because the whole movie is about reality. What is reality? How do we perceive it? Fate, destiny, all these ideas that movie presents and the way they bring it together. And as far as like you believing in yourself and you being in control and all these other things, it's just something about the Matrix, bro. It's just different, bro. There's so many, like I said, you can peel back layers upon layers upon layers of the Matrix, and it's just like there's always something more to discuss or understand about the movie, bro. Like, so I just think, and for the longest, it wasn't, the Matrix was in my top, it was just in my top 5, not really number 1. But I think I hit about 22, 23, and just started watching it again. I was like, nah, man, this movie different. This ain't no fucking way, bro.
Yeah.
That movie,
I was a huge Matrix fan too. Matrix was definitely like,
and then not even just that, the way it pushed cinema, it changed cinema, bro. When that shit dropped in 99, and the what it introduced as far as how to shoot stuff, the bullet time shit it did, that's the, for y'all who don't know, when Neo was doing the whole shit and the cameras going around, and that's called bullet time. But that's a kind of, it was already invented. I can't remember what movie did it first, but Matrix was the first one to utilize it in the way it did. And you know what I'm saying, to use it all the way around, where it's like it can make it like one still thing, camera going around, but really it's just a lot of pictures taken at once, and then it kind of just, you know what I'm saying, move them all together. But either way, it just revolutionized cinema. It's so much that movie did that I just think it's just my favorite, bro. It's just different.
Yeah.
It's just different, bro.
So,
you know what I mean? But that's the type of movies I like. That's another thing for introducing to me. You know, I got goofy shit too. I like goofy ass shit too. Horror movies, suspense and all that, but you give me a movie that's philosophical, you know what I'm saying, some shit that's gonna make you think and shit. Yeah, I wanna delve into that.
I don't be having time, man. I catch what I can catch, no freaky, and I keep it pushing.
Man.
I got my favorites, man. You know what I'm saying? Like Snatch. It's one of my favorite movies ever. Snatch. I got a lot though. I got a lot of movies that I like for different reasons, depending on what it is. Big anime nigga. Love anime. You know what I'm saying? Jay Black be faking like he like anime. That nigga don't like anime. You know what I'm saying?
I only know Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Z Bridge. That's it.
Nah, I know. I'm king anime watcher. I read manga.
And I know you would know. What is the distinction from anime and cartoon? Is anime just where it's made, where it's created, or is it the style of how it's drawn?
It's both.
Both.
So the style usually, and a lot of anime derives from like mangas.
Mm-hmm.
So like comic book, like a.
So that type of illustration.
Yeah.
Mixed with
to the life.
it being in Asia or from
Japan.
Asian.
Yeah.
Okay. Japan, or is it gonna be? Or is it just Asia period?
It's technically Japan, but I think it could be Asia as well, because they do got Chinese and Korean anime as well. But they like kind of categorize it that way.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like if you search it,
Japanese anime.
Yeah. I mean, they don't have a subcat. They won't have a category of like if you search and it just say anime. But when you're watching, like if you're watching a list, like where they're listing like top, they'll have
separated that.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Got you.
So, yeah, but I watch all things anime. You know what I'm saying? Anime line. Anime is life. Search on Instagram, aka the 90 shop, 2ps.com, 90shop.com. Check out the merch. You can get the pains. You see I'm Naruto'd up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Cop, I should have got mine. Bro, ain't get me one.
You know what I'm saying? Look.
That's how I go. Bro sit right next to me. He told me about it, but he ain't be like, bro, you want one? You know what I'm saying? That's what we do. Like, I could have easily got a Dragon Ball Z when I told him I fuck with Dragon Ball Z.
I don't got no Dragon Ball Z in production right now. We sticking with the like the big, you know what I mean?
What?
What's common right now? Like what's
Man, what? Yeah, you get an Ultra Instinct, that shit gonna move. Well, make me one. I gotta move to me. I gotta take one to move.
I'm just saying, it's like Dragon Ball for all like the old heads. Like, not saying it's not new niggas that like Dragon Ball, but the niggas that's like your age, my age up, that was a staple. Like we grew up with that. That was what introduced most people to it.
To Dragon Ball. Was that age? Yeah, you right. Like late 90s type shit.
Okay. Like early. I've been watching Dragon Ball since like 93, 94.
Yeah, I know it's been out.
94, yeah, I've been watching it.
I think Toonami got it late 90s.
Toonami got it late, like.
I'm gonna say that's when I started watching. I think it was late 90s.
Yep, like late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah.
Yep, and then so that transition was good. Like for a lot of kids, like that was our introduction into, and then Pokemon, all these different, like all these. I'm trying to think what else was the earliest, and I watched Akira. I watched Akira. I watched
Sailor Moon was an
Ninja
anime too,
Scroll.
right?
I watched. I'm thinking like early. I didn't watch it. I mean, that was.
I'm just thinking about stuff because literally that came on right before Dragon Ball Z. So it's like I always watch the end of Sailor Moon.
Oh, but I said the end of it
because it went right into Dragon Ball Z. I always, you ain't missing shit.
Yeah, nah, Toonami. That's a fact that it did come on.
I'm telling you, it was either right before or right after. It was one of them. I'm pretty sure. That's what I'm saying. I'm pretty sure it was right before Dragon Ball Z was Sailor Moon. It was like so. I always sat down 10 minutes before to make sure I ain't miss nothing.
That's a fact. Because that was back in the day, so y'all might not know about this, but that was back then. If you missed the episode or something. You
was just hit.
You was there. You got a host somebody recorded. It wasn't no YouTube. It wasn't no subscribers. It wasn't no stream. It was none of that. If you missed the show,
be on TV. That's crazy that we even gotta say this now. Cause I didn't even think about that.
You started playing video games with no memory cards. Like if you did turn the game off, that was it. You had to beat a game in one sitting. Yeah. Niggas couldn't even fathom that right now. Yeah. Having to play a game like Kid Chameleon that got 1,000 levels. And you couldn't turn the game off. If you turned it off, everything that you have done was over. You had to start over from
God
the beginning.
Forbid your mom come in the room and hit the game on.
What?
Boy, you come back home from school. Why my game up? You leave that running electricity running out. Now you bitch, you can't say nothing, but you in there pissed.
And she don't understand it. She don't have no understanding for it. Mother doesn't understand a bit when you say, I gotta do it all over again. Mario, bro, you couldn't save in Mario? Before Super Mario, before SNES was the first Mario that you could save in. Mario had 9 worlds commonly, 7 worlds. You had to beat all these fucking worlds, but without turning it off. Yeah. If you turn the game off, it was over. Niggas don't understand. Niggas don't understand the trauma, the pressure that you were under. Like I gotta beat the game. Like I can't sit there. I can't not.
Power outage, anything.
It's over. And somebody trip. Your little brother. You got siblings. Trip over the cord.
No, not trip. Make it mad.
Oh no.
Oh, you wanna let him play?
Yeah, no,
it's a wrap.
Yeah, I wish a nigga would.
Oh man. You know how many fights me and my brother.
I'm going to jail. Yeah, I'm going to jail. And my little brother ain't never played that. You cut that game off. And then my Sega was so fucked up, the plug in the back, you had to like sit it up on like a book, on like some books. So the plug, and if you didn't, so if a nigga come by and knock that shit, bro, we was fighting. That was an automatic, that was fisticuffs. What the fuck are you doing? You know what's going on. Why would you be walking that way? Would you? Alright, say less.
You knew what you was doing.
You tried me. Yeah, that was what you wanted to do that, but you just made it seem like you tripped. What's happening?
Bro, I used to do that shit all the time, bro. My brother wouldn't let me play or something like that. And he was slower than me. I'm the little brother, so it was like
Nah, so you was a different nigga.
Word, but I come back in the house.
I'm not gonna chase you.
But so I come back in the house going like a fight. So I just go outside and play for the rest of the day.
I ain't wanna chase you.
And come back in the house, and I literally walk in the house like
bing, bing, bing.
You know what I'm saying? Because I know what's up. Like, I know he's scrapping.
This is not it. So, alright, so we got the movies. We both like movies, we both like cinema, we both like anime. Tell them, what is one story, what moment, like, for you being locked up? What moment was like your, oh shit, I'm really locked up moment for you? Like, what moment for you had you like, so y'all don't know, this is prison time.
Oh yeah, 4 years.
Yeah,
4 years. So right at it, like 3 years, 10 months. So it's like
4 years. 4 years.
But either way, man.
What was your moment?
I say the moment that first impacted me, because I'm gonna be honest, and maybe this is this due to conditions or whatever. Maybe it's something about young black men, but I knew I was gonna go to jail eventually.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? He's like, you know what I'm saying? You know how it's like what you doing is like,
we going here.
I'm going to jail. Like, you feel what I'm saying? I know I'm going to do a bid eventually. You feel what I'm saying? It was one of those type things. It was like, initially when I got locked up, I was looking at it as a badge of honor. You feel what I'm saying? Like, to be real, like, I was young, I was a teenager, so I'm just like, this shit fun. You feel what I'm saying? I'm back there fighting and, you know what I'm saying? Kicking it with the homies I know that's back there and shit. Like, it's a fun thing to me, but what happened was, I was supposed to have a meeting with my a visit with my dad. And the way they did in the pod we was in is like, you literally walked out your tier and you walked, and it was like the thing was right there. Yeah. So you can literally just walk out your cell, walk over there, sit down and talk to people. So I had a visit set up for later that day, but they buzzed the room and they tell me like 4 hours before my visit, like, hey, you got a visitor here. And I'm like, I don't even got a visitor here. This shit ain't till later on the day. So I walk out, it's my pops, and I can see in his face he been crying. So I'm like, I already know he about to say somebody. You know what I'm saying? Going out sitting there, he tell my granddad had passed. And I'm just like, and I think that was the moment for me, because I was like, I ain't gonna go to the funeral.
Do nothing. Yeah.
I can't go, you know what I'm saying, console my mom, my little brother. I can't do nothing. I just gotta, and then that was before I even got sentenced. So I knew this was, who knows how much, you know what I'm saying, who knew how much more time this was gonna happen. Yeah. So I think that was the first moment hit me like, this shit ain't really fun like that no more. Like, to be honest, it already wasn't fun. I wasn't getting no pussy. I've been in there for like 8 months. Of course, wasn't fun, but it was like, I was thinking in my mind, shit, I do a year, I could go home and say I did a year. You know what I'm saying? I do 2 years ago. You know what I'm saying? That's how I'm thinking in my immature mind. It's just like, again, I'm thinking about it as a badge of honor. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this shit cool. Like, they gonna think I'm cool for this shit when I come home. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, but when that happened, it was like, this shit, ain't nobody really explained this part to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, where everybody literally gonna go on with their life and
life will keep going.
And life will be going, and there's people you ain't gonna be able to see again. Or it's like my granddad, I came home from prison. When I left, my granddad wasn't doing too good. Yeah. He was like kind of off, because it was my great granddad who passed. Like, it was my dad's granddad who passed. It was my great granddad who came when I was in jail. But when I was locked up, my granddad just slowly deteriorated. Right. When I came home from prison, I went to see my granddad in Savannah. I came home February 1st. I think maybe February 6th. I was right, because I knew my grandparents weren't doing that good, so I wanted to hurry up and get down there to see him. My granddad looked me right in my face and turned away. He knew who I was. The last memory he had of me was me going to jail. It was me being in prison. And when I came home, he looked at me. He had deteriorated that much at that point. He literally turned. He was in his bed. I said, hey, Papa, Papa. He looked over at me and rolled right back over. And that shit crushed me. And that was another one to be like, bro, I don't never want to come back, bro. I cannot go back and do this again, bro. Yeah. I can't do it to my mom. I ain't had no kids at the time, so I know it might have been different. From when you explain yours, I know it might have been different from your point of view, because I didn't have any children at the time. Yeah. So it was just me. Yeah. I was just worried about me, but it's like still my family, and like I said, you know, bitches and shit, they moving on, they gonna stop writing, your homies, they gonna move on, especially when they're young. Yeah. They don't even really realize, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't, I really didn't even hold it against them. Yeah. Because that is, but to be honest, I'm rambling at this point, but that was the initial thing. That was probably one of the main things, bro, was when my great grandfather passed. It was just like, man, this shit's starting to get kind of, you know what I'm saying, it's getting heavier. You know what I'm saying, the load of the bid is getting heavier. Damn, bro. I can't describe weight. So if I say light.
Nah.
I'm just saying, so if I say something is light, is that?
Brother, tell your truth, brother. Tell your truth, brother. I can't define for you the terms in which you live.
Man, what
life,
about you, man? What about you? What about you, man? What was
I did a
it
little
for you?
time too. So for me, believe it or not, this is gonna sound crazy. This is gonna sound crazy. Cause I did a little bit of time, for people that don't know.
Mm-hmm.
For me, the moment when I realized like, oh, you in jail. I had already been locked up 7 years. I swear to God. 7 years.
You already did double my bid. Before you did double my bid.
Before it hit me,
Before
like,
it hit you.
like, bro, like, yeah, you can't, you can't go nowhere, bro.
What the fuck? My dog was out here not giving a fuck. My dog did the whole completion. You know, 7 is the number of completion.
Yeah.
So, you know.
So I was at Fort Dix in New Jersey.
Okay.
It's a low security prison. I had worked my way down from maximum security all the way to a low security, like 2 security levels.
Yeah.
3. So and I went to the hole for cell phone possession. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Fort Dix and the niggas that got it in, how they got it in. You feel me? It was lit. So I went to the hole. I got caught with a cell phone, and as I'm going to the hole, like niggas, because the compound's so big, they don't cuff you up and that because it's too many. They can't cuff you in prison if you're around people that don't got cuffs on you. So they walk me down, they escort me down, they get on the back of this like golf cart, they drive you over to where the hole is at. And when they took me off the compound and I got in the intake to go to the hole, that's when it hit me. Like, bruh.
Was that your first time going to the hole, Pause?
Nah. I've been in the hole a lot. But in prison, that was like the first time I had been in a hole in like maybe like 5 years. You know what I'm saying? So, but when I got there, it was literally the reality of it in that moment, like, in my head, it's like, because in my head, it's like a cell phone. Like, bro, I can have it. It's a cell phone. Like, nowhere else in the world, in society, can you not have a cell phone.
And you get penalized.
You feel what I'm saying? Like, at that moment, it was like, damn, I can't even talk on the phone without them monitoring it. That's when it hit me, like, bro, they really control everything about you right now. And you all right with that. That moment for me, I know it sounds like insignificant. It could be like, yeah, you broke the rules, you go to... But for me, to have been locked up as long as I have been locked up, for that moment and that realization to happen at that phase, and for me to be that far along in the bed, I think was indicative of my overall situation. It was a good thing for me. It was an awakening. It was like, it was the moment where I realized for me where like, yeah, I can't come back here. You know what I'm saying? And if I do, it gotta be worth it. Like, I know that sounds crazy, but it's like, certain things that I lay my life on the line for. I lay my life. Certain things that I don't have no problem with. Like, if I gotta go to prison for this, I'll go back to prison for this. But it has to be that.
It can't
just be like, I'm just out here bullshitting and just, you know what I'm saying, I'm outside just to be outside, or I'm drunk somewhere and I'm not doing none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? So
just doing some dumb shit. Like,
for me, that was it.
Dumb shit. Like just crash dummy shit.
Yeah,
because that's what I did when I was younger. Like, I ain't do no smart shit. Try to break into stores and steal shit. Like, it wasn't like I was doing some sophisticated shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was being a dumbass.
I was an advanced criminal.
You know what I'm saying? You was a little more sophisticated.
I was an advanced criminal.
I was just out here while I was trying to steal shit. Like, putting guns in people's faces. Like, I was doing it the ratchet way. You know what I'm saying? Just give me that shit, motherfucker. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
you gotta start somewhere. You know what I'm saying? I started, no bullshit. It doesn't, you don't wake up one day and just decide like, yo, I'm about to go hit an armored truck, I'm about to rob a bank. It don't really, I'm not saying most people. For most people, it's a gradual thing. It's a gradual. And for me, that's how it was. I started off putting guns in people's faces or whatever you might call it, fighting regular shit, and then it...
Strong, I was just taking that shit.
Then it just...
I was 14.
I had my diploma, and I was like, yep. I was like, hey, what that bank got in it? What they got in there, man? You know what I'm saying? Like, you look at... Because this is the thought process behind a 16-year-old. You like, yo, all right, so I robbed the nigga. He had $500. I robbed the nigga that sell the drugs. He had $5,000. Damn. I robbed the motherfucker that was going to the bank. They had $10,000. What the fuck the bank got?
How easy is it to get to?
Damn.
That's what I want to know.
The bank might got some shit in there. Think I want to see what the... Bank, Mike, what the fuck the bank working with? Literally, that's literally, bro, I swear to God, bro, listen, I'm literally sitting in the car, bro. I'll never forget this. I'm sitting in the car, stolen car. Mine is stolen. This is stolen property. I'm in someone's vehicle. I'm in someone's vehicle. It's a drop top too. I'm in someone's vehicle. It's sitting in a parking lot, looking at all of the establishments that are in front of me. I'm not gonna say where because I didn't get locked up for this. I'm looking at all the establishments and I'm like, yo, this would be a spot to hit. I wonder how much. Like they dropped this much. They probably dropped this much. And then I settle on a Wachovia, and I'm like,
yeah, that's way back in the day.
I'm like, yo.
I said Wachovia.
I'm like, damn. I'm like, oh shit. I keep focusing on everything. I'm like, yo, they all dropped their money off here.
Yeah.
So instead of me robbing this one and this one and this one individually, I can just go rob the place where they put their money at. And that's how that happened. That's even though you start doing
logic makes sense.
You know what I'm saying?
Logic and sound.
That's how that happened.
Like
you know what I'm saying? And the next thing you know, I got 10 years.
That ain't the sound.
Not that it didn't happen like that, but you know, that's how it led to that.
Yeah, you know.
You know what I'm saying? So.
But that's, you know, it's funny. Misguided young black men. The ways we teach ourselves to get where we want to go. It's just, at least for me, I know I can't speak for you personally, but I know for me a lot of it had to do with what I saw in videos and stuff like that.
Are you influenced by that?
To an extent of this is a certain way a black male should be
perceived this way.
Yeah, I should dress this way. I need to be able to afford jewelry, have nice cars. How do I get that? Sell drugs or take it from somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm and then again from also what you kinda, cause I think I can't remember who I heard saying it was like the black men we see successful
do this.
Are through that.
I was about to literally, when you have families of doctors, you know why the son became a doctor? Because his father was a doctor. When you have families of engineers, the son usually becomes an engineer because his father was an engineer. You tend to emulate the things that are closest to you. That you see on a regular basis. The things that you start to associate with what success is are the things that you've seen on a daily basis. So in a lot of black households, where do we see that at? What are we looking? We're looking at the people around us in our communities who have access to funds and things that we don't have access to. And who are those?
That have the things we want.
And who are they usually? And how do they usually get it? Dope boys, the athletes,
pimps, the jack boys, the athletes, the rappers.
You feel me? So if one of those endeavors doesn't, like, that's where you're gonna invest your way, because sometimes for a lot of us it's not in the household. The father's not there. You know what I'm saying? For a lot of us, the father's not there. So you don't have, for the males, you don't have that to look up to know like, oh well, my father does A, B, and C, so I want to do A, B, and C because he does it, or he's there to kind of steer me in that direction. Yeah. So I say that to say that we see a lot, and it sounds very stereotypical, but when you break it down to its core, that like families were actually named, like the name Wagner, the name all these names actually, like Foreman. These names are names that were after your job. People were named, so that means that was a familiar thing. That the family did that, like a blacksmith. When you see somebody named Smith, they were like, that's really what that means. Like when these names, that's how people got their names.
That's interesting as fuck.
Yeah, it's that they were named after the job. So this was like a thing that was passed down. So if you don't have that,
makes
in your
a
house,
lot of fucking sense.
Boom. So if you don't have that in your household, you're gonna look to your immediate environment to where the success lies.
But see, that's why, and we might steer this right into the social shit, because that's why it's a tragedy they took trades out of our schools.
Absolutely.
And those urban schools, they used to teach trades in high school.
Yeah.
So the moment you graduated, you could immediately take care of yourself. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't you got to go somewhere and learn something for another 4 years, get into debt. Yeah. No, you literally walk out of high school, go right onto that site, build this, do this, and it's not just chump change. You can provide for a family at 18, 19 years old.
Are we going to talk about how the school system is a siphon for debt and being able to create employees?
Yeah, of course.
Are we gonna talk about
we
how
can dive all the way into that, pause.
Like from kindergarten up until graduation completion, you're tracked. You're everything. You're in the form of standardized testing. You're grouped up into they categorize you in a particular way, whether it be a smarter one, a slower one. Athletic, even through that without the testing. and you're grouped up and you are assigned a certain class. Like once I was identified as being tagged when I was young, talented and gifted in that program, and then going on, that was until I graduated. Literally stayed with me while I was in AP classes up until the time I graduated. Like that was, but from early on when I tested, we're gonna talk about how then you're encouraged to go to a college, and if you're not one of the upper 10th percentile of people who gets their whole college paid for free, you're gonna acquire debt while you're there. Which, in order to pay that debt off, you're gonna have to get a job. So you have to get a job out to start paying that debt off, which puts you in the workforce.
And then what the job is gonna tell you is we can't pay you a certain amount at first.
Exactly. So we're gonna make you work up into.
I'm about to say it's gonna be another 4 to 6 years for you in a position to start paying it.
And by that time, you're entrenched. It's a habit. They've already put you in a way where that you are used to working. Yep. You're used to having a steady income. So it doesn't encourage you to become an entrepreneur. They don't even teach you how to become an entrepreneur. They don't teach you how to manage money. They don't teach you, they don't teach you the things that would be necessary for you to run a business on your own. But they do teach you how to go work for someone.
Yep. They do teach you how to apply for college. They do make sure armor recruiters in the school. You ain't never seen one person come to school teaching entrepreneurship. I ain't never seen one person in these, what do they call it, job fairs or whatever it is when they bring all the people to the school.
How to own your own business.
Yeah. They be like, all right, sit here. I'm a realtor. Yeah. I literally just went and got a license. And I learned this business. I learned marketing this way, and I didn't go to school before. I just took this class, or like whatever business somebody, just a regular. My dad, I moved with my father in South Carolina. This is how I even came to South Carolina because I grew up in Georgia until I was 12 or 13. I got in too much trouble down there with my mom because my mom was unfortunately what you would expect from a black mother. Like had to work 3 jobs. You know what I'm saying? Had to do everything herself. You know what I'm saying? Because she ain't had no help. You know what I'm saying? Like, or not enough. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, now my dad's parents, very active. I saw my grandparents all the time I was with them. Yeah. My dad, maybe once a year, up until I moved with him. Yeah. Because again, it was me, my brother, my sister, my mom. She just working all the time. So it was like, I needed guidance. And she wasn't there. Like, bro,
she gotta provide.
Yeah, it's like I gotta be going. Like, literally, she getting up 5 in the morning, and my mom would come back like 11 or 12. Yeah. Sleep for 4 or 5 hours, going again. Yeah. That's how she did Monday through Saturday. And I think she had Sundays off. And of course, Sundays, she want to be with us. She tired. You know what I'm saying? Like, she trying to catch up on sleep. You know what I'm saying? So it's just one of those things. And I'm trying to remember how I got way off topic. What did I bring that up for?
We're talking about
lost my train of thought.
Not coming to school with teachers.
All right, so boom. So I moved with my dad, but when I moved with him, I started to see more of the entrepreneurship. Yeah. I started to see because he owns a car wash in Columbia and has been there for like 17 years or something like that. He's been running for a while, and he has his own gym now. He's a personal trainer. So basically, I moved with him, and I saw how my mind started shifting. Because once I moved with my dad, anybody who went to high school with me knows, I was selling CDs in school, candy. I was that guy. I started just thinking of different ways I could just get to it. Because I'm now seeing something different. Now I still started doing whatever I was doing from before. That was kind of putting me from just me wanting to do shit. But what? Oh wow. What was instilled in me?
Yeah. He said he got it put in him. That's what he said. He said, well, what was put in me?
I was hacked. I was hacked, man. I was hacked. Yeah. Listen, from what was instilled in me. Yeah. I still had that, but like I said, I also just started trying to think of different ways, you know what I'm saying, to try to get some money, because my entire family, once I got older and realized and started to see my family more, all entrepreneurs. My grandmother had a catering business, my dad has his, my uncle opened up the whole school in Bermuda. Like, my entire family, my brother now, he do the Airbnb, like he just bought his first complex. Like, my entire family, and my sister just flipped the house and made 100 racks. Like, that's all I'm around, is motherfuckers who like get to it. I was just the one. So again, I had it in me from what I saw, but I had the hustler mentality in me. I can't even talk around this dude, man. You see this man? Get your mans. Get your mans. Listen. The hustler mentality was instilled in me from everything around me. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? But I just do think it's unfortunate that a lot of young black men, we don't learn that shit. We have to learn it on our own, or we don't have it instilled in us at a young age. Like, bro, this ain't the only way. Even if you're gonna do it, it's a smarter way to do it. You know what I'm saying? For one. And then 2, you don't have to, especially in this generation. Yeah. Bro, I literally know a 19-year-old boy took $5,000 and made 40 racks in like 2 months trading.
learned it.
He took a course, learned how to trade.
AMC
This man ran up 40 racks. He got more money than his pops in the bank right now.
Beautiful.
Crazy.
Salute him, man.
Crazy. Shout out to Harry. Little Harry, man. Like,
Salute
yo.
Harry, man.
Listen, ran it up.
Yeah.
Took bread, and it's my little brother homeboy. And I'm talking to my little brother like, you need something? Here you go. Learn from him. I give you something, and you do what he did. Learn from him, because, bro, that's what y'all need to do. Because, honestly, you about to go get all this debt. Because my brother about to go to FAMU. He want to play football and all that. It's cool. It's like, bro, you don't even need to acquire this debt, bro. Like, listen, you can go right now and learn something when you making more than your teacher, bro.
Yeah.
It's not, I'm not saying you go away from school.
Yeah.
Go.
Yeah.
But don't think of it as the only route. And don't also try to make money while you in college. You know what I'm saying? Don't think, you know what I'm saying? Now I gotta wait till, no. Learn that shit, because you could be in college and paying that shit off with your trading shit and get your education. Now you get out of college, you ain't got no debt.
Absolutely.
You feel what I'm saying? And you got a whole other trade and a degree.
Absolutely.
You're on top of the world at 22 years old.
The security of school, I don't have any problem. I'm not anti-school, like education, anti-learning how to work. Like not everyone is.
Not everyone's a boss.
Entrepreneur. You're not supposed.
You're not even a boss. There's some people who can be a boss through school, but it's like not everybody's meant to run their own business and come up with their own concept for a business.
That's a fact, and that's what I'm getting at. Like everyone. It's not to pressure people like you have to own a business. No, but you should be empowered enough to, if you had to, you want to explore your options, and you don't want to limit yourself to whereas you can only be a worker because your skill set only know that's the only thing you're fully comfortable with, or you've been fully acclimated toward is being a worker. Yeah. If you learn, you want to be as multifaceted as you possibly can.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Multiple streams of income. What is it? Every millionaire has at least 7. I think that's what the number is. Every millionaire has at least 7 streams of income.
Best thing I ever learned is it's better to have a million ways to make $1 than it is to have one way to make $1 million.
And you're more likely to find a whole bunch of ways to make $1 million than one way to make $1 million. You're way more likely to get the $1 million doing a whole bunch of things, and that requires work. And that's why I think a lot of people lose, because we live in a generation of instant gratification. We live in a generation because we see stuff that. And because everybody tells their story that way. Yeah. A lot of people don't tell journeys. Yeah. They literally post a picture, me here, me here. So it just looks, even if we're seeing that there's a 3-year gap, people still in their mind are like, that just happened for them. You see what I'm saying?
That's what you saw.
So a lot of people, you know how many people I know, how many people do, I'm pretty sure we even know. Start a business, stop it. Start a business, stop it. Start a business. Yeah. Damn, I ain't make 100,000 the first month off this. All right, I'm trying to nuts. Oh, I ain't make 100,000 this month. It's like, bro, do you know how long it takes for most businesses to I think it's literally like 3 to 5 or something that years for most businesses to start turning a profit? Bro, this shit ain't.
I think Amazon operated at no profit for like 10 years. No profit.
He started out his garage.
It was just putting
he started out his garage.
I remember you used to see advertisements for Amazon, like literally like in little. You just used to see it like for books. It was for books. Like that's what I used to always see was books. Or you can get your books from Amazon. If you looking for any book.
No, I did that. That was another hustle I did actually. There's a hustle you can buy used books and resell them on Amazon.
See, and I was like, that was a thing. Like,
I did that for a while. I actually made some decent money.
That's crazy.
I actually made some decent money. I was probably making like as far as extra money. I was probably making an extra like band a month.
Shout out Jeff Bezos.
You feel me? Like so it's a good hustle. I just stopped doing it because it's tedious as shit. Because you have to go and scan all these books and see how much they cost online. Then you got to package them and send them out to Amazon. And all this. It's tedious. Yeah. So I just stopped because the money wasn't worth the time I was putting in to do it.
Say that. But still shout out Jeff Bezos.
Oh yeah, still shout him out. Because honestly, like as far as like knowing hustles, legal shit, I know a lot. Like, of course, my dog, I'm sure he do too. I know a lot of like little shit because I've done so much shit, bro. Like to try to just get to $1, like, bro, I see like, damn, you can do this. Well, shit, I'll learn about it. Even if I stop doing it, I'll learn about it and just be like, you know what I'm saying? I understand the skill set. You feel what I'm saying?
I was getting at that even with the entrepreneurship. That having that experience as a worker helps you understand the flow of a business a lot better when you know from. Even in a restaurant, when you're in a restaurant, knowing how the restaurant operates, you just not just the executive chef who's responsible for the entire running of it, but the whole staff, from the wait staff, from the greeters to the bus people. Like knowing how it all affects the flow is very important to knowing how to manage a business. Like knowing it from each phase. And I mean that's a perfect segue though.
Yeah, it is.
Do battle rappers need leagues? Do battle rappers need the leagues?
He might need to deserve a ding on that segue. Like that.
Do battle rappers deserve? Do they, as entrepreneurs? We're talking about entrepreneurs. Do who in battle rap? Now we're to the battle for the battle rap audience. We're here.
now y'all getting the battle rap shit. Maybe y'all want to. Y'all fat. We might have to put time stamps in it. This is where the battle rap shit starts. But so what exactly is your question? Because I think we may have opposite stances on this, or at least.
Do battle rappers need the league? Do they need the leagues? Do battle rappers need the individual leagues? Do they need leagues?
I will say at this point, no.
Why?
Don't need them, because again, I think when you look at what we have access to now, it's not as hard to put together a dope event, especially if you act. Again, and it depends on the battler too.
Yeah.
But if you're one of those battlers, absolutely not. You can literally throw your own event. You know what I'm saying? You can put it together, get the pay-per-view, if you have some funds to put up as far as it.
Not that I know anything about how.
Yeah, not that my dog know anything about investing in your own event and getting the residuals yourself. I'm not sitting next to somebody who would know firsthand how simple that is. But this is what I will say. I do always tell people this though. Nothing Smack, nothing KOTD, nothing RB can ever do in their league is wrong. Nothing. It's their shit. You don't like it?
Go somewhere else.
Go somewhere else.
Okay.
That's why I tell people all the time, like, if you're gonna be that upset with y'all, all they doing is that. If they're not legally cheating you, of course, then you have every grievance you have. But if they're not legally crossing any lines, it's not nothing you can say. At the end of the day, morally, you can have again. Now you know me. I think there's always a separation between legally and morally. And I think people, when they debate, you have to be clear on what you're debating. Are you talking from a legal, you know what I'm saying? Because those are two different things, pretty much, almost not all the time, but a lot of times they can diverge. You know what I'm saying? They can diverge, so it's like, to be clear. So I would say legally, now morally, of course, they can do some sucker shit. You'd be like, that wasn't, like, where was the integrity within that move? You know what I'm saying? But legally, cool. But I'm talking about in the sense of somebody want to get booked. Or somebody want to be on this card. Somebody want to get paid a certain amount. If they tell you no to that, you can't get mad at them.
Well, they don't book you.
Or they don't book you. You can't. This is their shit. You can't. You literally people get mad like, why won't you let me be in your house? How dare you not let me in your house? That's literally what it sounds like from certain people. Like certain people when they have these grievances and get upset. I'm just this battlers. Like I can't think of any specific. I'm saying all these battlers who like just literally like whoever I can't think of them right now. Like but like people. Woody or Spanish Harlem when he was doing that thing, or you know what I'm saying, any of those people who have, and again, this is no shot to anybody. I'm just saying, like, within those moments, you can say what you want, because again, morally, you can have however you feel. But at the end of the day, it's their shit. Do you know how many times I felt slighted? I felt slighted at times by Smack. We gonna keep it real. I felt slighted at times. It's never been on I think they did something suckerish or nothing like that. It's just one of those things where you put in a certain work or you do something so you feel like maybe you should get a certain thing after that. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever the case may be. I don't want to get too deep into details, but it's like at the end of the day, ask P. P, I never tell you any issues out of me though. We'll talk about it. We'll discuss it. And there's times people like, you're right. But because of this, we can't, whatever. Cool. I get it, you know what I'm saying? But at least I'm gonna speak my mind, but I'm gonna also accept this y'all shit. Okay. That's how I see it. You know what I'm saying? Now, we don't need the leagues. But if you want to be in certain leagues, you can't dictate how they operate.
Alright, so my take a little bit more extreme. I don't think that we need the leagues. I don't think that niggas should be using leagues. I think that we all using leagues as a crutch. I think that we should be going to the leagues with our system. We should be telling them what we want, and they're gonna put the show. Like we're gonna come to you. We have enough power, enough people in battle rap that we should be able to present our own cards to the league. Like if you want to buy this league, this is how much we want. If you want to buy this event, this is how much we want. If you want to, and then allow the promotion for be up to them. If not,
so how
we'll
many
do it
battlers are we gonna have to kill to make that a possibility? And this is why I say that. Nat Turner, he wanted to start the revolution. Yeah. Remember the first thing he said was, before we start this, let's get rid of everybody who's not with it. Because we don't. Because it's not gonna work. Because what you're saying is a good plan. Yeah. But if everybody not on that accord.
Yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, this is the thing. It's not about. It's about who. Because this isn't a fight. This isn't a fight. it's not a fight in the sense of an actual fight. Because where you would have a problem fighting when you have people that don't want to fight with you, that you're relying on to fight. We wouldn't have a problem because if you have it's just the names, who you got in the league, who you have that are willing to say, fuck this shit. If it's the high up niggas, there's enough of them that they rely on, that leagues rely on in order to have these draws and these ticket sales, then you have enough niggas to say.
There's a solid unification of 10 to 15 battlers.
Nah, it's not enough.
I think I'm talking about 10 specific battlers. You don't think there's 15 specific battlers that could alter the culture if they all did that? You don't think so?
Nah, I'm gonna tell you why. Because
hold on. We can kind of sit here and name 15. I don't think if those 15 were on that accord.
Nah, I disagree. I'm gonna tell you why. Because it's all about numbers now. Like this shit has grown to the point where it's like it's a manufacturing plant. You got a streamline of talent that's constantly coming in that are getting profile boosts, and you got a bunch of niggas that are sitting in flux. The niggas that's sitting in flux are the ones that kind of like dictate it. The mid-range niggas, because that's
25.
Like the middle class.
25. 2025.
Depends
15 was a little low. 15 might have been a little low.
It depends.
I say 2025. That's what I'm saying. Let's say we get the right. That's what I say. The right 2025. Yeah.
I don't want to give a blueprint for how, you know what I'm saying, you overturn the league.
Yeah. I'm just saying. I'm just saying
that number. Yeah. I'm not going to disagree with that, but I'm not going to agree with it either.
That's not going to harm.
I'm gonna say that from the you gotta think about what role the league plays. Leagues promote. That's all they promote.
And that's another thing.
They promote,
motherfuckers gotta be willing to put up. Gotta be willing to bet on themselves too. I don't think a lot of people are willing to bet, even if they have the availability to do so. A lot of people aren't willing to bet on themselves like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, all right, I'm gonna put 10,000 into this event, not pay myself shit. I ain't gonna pay myself shit. Just put 10,000 until I'm making a great. But again, you gotta make sure that back in. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people are scared to bet on themselves and put all that money in and be like, what if I don't make it back? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the biggest problem is that you're gonna have a lot of people that think that they can develop good favor with leagues by being backdoorish. If that makes sense. Like they're gonna say like, yo,
you will always have
they were already they were in a bad situation, so it's like, okay, can I benefit from the situation if I fuck with them? Yeah.
By being the mole. If I'm the guy who can, hey, listen, man, I ain't on that. You know I fuck with y'all.
Yeah, but
shit.
I know.
You know, I battle surf. I battle them over here. You know, they gonna try to get the biggest match they can. You know what I'm saying? You're like, oh man, they don't want to battle over here. You sure you give me surf?
But see, they're gonna have to be part of 25. They're gonna have to.
Exactly.
They're gonna have to.
That's gonna be one of the people who are gonna absolutely.
And that 25 number is fictional. Like that's a hypothetical number. Let me say that. That's a hypothetical number.
Gonna be happy about that group. We would say no number. That group.
Yeah, that group.
That group.
You know what I'm saying? But I don't think that. Nah, it's with anything. If you're looking at any level of content now, like even what festivals, where they're canceling the baby, you could really literally prevent that if you threw your own festivals. If you throw your own festival, like you literally don't, because the problem is people don't want to incur.
I'm gonna tell you right now, the baby throw a concert in Carolina coming out. If he throw a festival and he invite like people that still fuck with him in the industry, you know what I'm saying? He's like the baby, Carolina. That shit is at least, you know what I'm saying, at least be where he can make some good money. You know what I'm saying? Like off that shit where I can do a show.
And to speak for that, like even to go further, I'm saying if you had all the artists who are on the festivals throw their own festival, if they can sell out someone else's festival, they can sell out their own festival. You feel what I'm saying? If you can
they all work together and it's like, all right, now I'm gonna throw one. When you come to mine, I'm gonna throw one. You pull up on mine.
Take that same mentality to the cars. If Civil War can sell out on URL, guess where else Civil War can sell out at? Off of URL. If Summer Madness can sell out on URL, guess what else? Where else it can sell out? Off of URL. If you take the same battlers. And they have to, but the thing is that the league serves as the promoter and the event thrower. You're eliminating that, so you now become the promoter and the event thrower. So you have to supplement that role.
Yeah.
But as long as you supplement that role, the exact same thing that happened,
or to a better degree, because you also, I think, this is the creator in me. So this may be a different topic, but I also think you have to have an original voice if you're going to branch out as well. Like, not have to, but I think that's where the art comes in. If you're going to start a different league, in the sense of just
you don't want to start a league now.
No, you know what I mean. If you're going to do something outside of the league, you know what I'm saying. Like I would say, bring a. I don't care if it's the way you shoot it, the cinematography, the way, just something where it gives it its own voice, its own thing. You feel what I'm saying? Where it's also. Not only is it just a battle, we're also giving something that you're not even, a different feel is going to happen with this completely. In the battle, like, damn.
Said, give it its own thing in a different field. It's gonna happen. That's literally what she said. Give it its own thing in a different field. It's gonna happen. Kid Chaos. Hey, LTBR, if you see this, quote this. Kid Chaos said, if you give it its own thing, it's gonna have its own field.
What you say earlier? Hold on. What you say earlier when you said you got hacked? Because now I gotta smoke you now. Because you said, what did you say earlier? You said something earlier and you was like, I got hacked. Yes, you did, but you said something.
I don't know. I was hacked. I was hacked.
You lucky my memory.
I was hacked.
I can't remember. Either way, man.
I was hacked.
Listen, we can definitely, the battlers can definitely put their own structure together where they can make their own funds from their craft. You see what
I don't see the bad thing in that. I don't see the bad in like you getting together with a bunch of battle rappers and doing a cash grab and having one rounders.
Absolutely nothing.
Like all of y'all as a group seeing battles that you probably wouldn't see anywhere else. If niggas from all three of the major leagues could get together and just like, yo, we're gonna throw our own event. And we're gonna do it. It's for the fans. We're gonna have fun. They're gonna see battles that they probably wouldn't see. One rounders. We're gonna have fun.
Our battle formula.
You feel me?
To be honest, I battle be putting out some of the best battles.
Like, amazing.
I'm talking about
Lex Luthor, yo.
Lex Luthor, genius, bro. Keep it up, bro. Straight the fuck up.
Speaking of, I'm on our battle. I got our battle event in October 16th, I believe.
Yeah.
October 16th, I'm battling Homeschool.
Oh, he's dope.
He's amazing.
He's dope, man. Homeschool, shout out to him. Super dope, man. Super talented.
Man, sure. I don't believe that we need I don't believe that we need the leagues, the battle rappers at a place where there's enough of a consumer base. There are enough artists who are prominently figured that if people if they take laziness out of the equation, that they can get out and they can throw their own event. But I do believe that in terms of now that's not to say that the leagues aren't just to say that the battlers don't need that the leagues aren't necessary. I think the leagues are necessary. If that makes sense. The leagues themselves are necessary, but battlers don't individual battlers don't need any particular league, if that makes sense.
I'm gonna keep it real. Regardless of how anybody feels about URL, they've been the ambassador for keeping the culture you love progressing. However you want to look at it. Regardless how you're saying, regardless they have the issues with, they keep that envelope pushing. When you really sit back and think, bro,
during COVID.
I was about to say it's damn near like they were prophetic and knew COVID was coming up. Cause they already had the caffeine shit, you know what I'm saying? Remember Genesis was before that shit really, you know what I'm saying? So they kinda already had, they started having that streaming shit set up. So it was like, when it happened, they transitioned, everybody else had to follow their, you know what I'm saying, what's it called? Not blueprint, business plan.
Template.
What's the word? That's a word for it in business. Had to follow their market strategy, whatever it is. I can't remember the word, but whatever it is, they had to follow theirs because nobody else was gonna eat. You feel what I'm saying? They wasn't eating. They realized, oh shit, URL's not only eating, it's not like they're prospering. They're advancing. So it's like, oh shit. And it's like honestly, and of course, New Era played a big part in that. Keep it real. When everything shut down,
the biggest
and y'all and when the big names wasn't really sure about it, didn't really. I don't know about battling in these quiet rooms. Who was the one that showed that shit was lit? New Era. The New Era literally started the new era of battle rap. Literally. That new era shit ain't just because we're the new guys. We literally ushered in a new era of battle rap.
What is accepted, what is commonly looked at.
Period.
That's definitely what happened.
Period, bro.
No matter how, you can't argue that.
You cannot, and it's literally not even a debate.
We were the bastions of it. Like we were the experiment, we were the guinea pigs. Yep. When they weren't sure, like they're like, yo, throw Ultimate Madness and see how that goes.
Let's just throw these new guys out there who nobody really don't know. And when y'all ain't have nothing else.
TV. Talking some you ass. That big ass TV said you ass on it, but they didn't have shit. Literally, man, they literally was just winging it, and we were the ones that had to figure it out as we went.
Y'all wasn't satisfied with that quarantine shit. Remember, they did that for a while. Quarantine battles, just video. Y'all wasn't satisfied with that. Ultimate Madness came.
Jay Black didn't even count them as part of the damn Champion of the Year shit.
Didn't even.
Jay Black didn't respect it.
Didn't even respect it.
Jay Black didn't respect it. You know that shit was ass.
You feel me? Nobody paid attention to that shit. That's why a lot of people don't know. That's when Chilla first called me out. That's why it blows my mind when everybody try to act like I'm chasing Chilla. That man called me out a year and a half ago at the end of this quarantine battle with Danger Zone, bro. Like, cut it out. Either way. Like, but we kept the culture moving, like as far as like us as individuals, but as the company, URL, you know what I'm saying, P, Smack, Beasley, Chico, like you gotta give them their props on They made sure they business kept running, bro. And again, not just running, prospering.
Fact.
You know what I'm saying? So I say that to say when you was saying like leagues are necessary, not saying get rid of them. And that, so you know what I'm saying,
I'm not
that's a
saying
prime
get rid of
example
leagues.
of it. You know what I'm saying?
Don't get rid
I
of
don't
leagues.
think
That's not
anybody else could have done that but URL.
Facts.
Only one who could have done that.
At the time,
At the time, because I think they were the only ones who were set up
in the correct, no freaky position to be able to do it.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
And they made it, and I honestly think they knocked it out the park. You know what I'm saying? Like, regardless of, okay, some events weren't that good, whatever, that happens in battle rap, period.
100%.
But as far as this transition content, they're giving you way more content than ever has been in battle rap, period.
100%.
There's never been a time in battle rap you've ever gotten this much content.
100%.
And it's consistent, it's good quality. It's like you said, you gotta give y'all their props.
New era, man. Listen, man. We
Bro.
be doing shit, man. We be doing shit, man.
We've been holding this shit
We been
down,
holding this shit
bro.
man.
Real
Shout
talk.
out to my contemporaries, man. They've been holding it down.
Facts, bro. We've been
My
doing
peers,
it.
man. They've been holding it down.
Easy,
man.
Sick, Jay, Fonz, Lou,
Av,
Geechee,
Mike
Twerk,
P,
Loso,
Rum.
Rum.
Like,
You
man,
feel
shout
me?
y'all
Like-
out, man. Shout all y'all niggas out,
and
man.
Mike P, killing shit.
Yup.
We've been on it. You know what I'm saying? T-Top, Swamp, goddamn, like,
Swamp.
we've been killing
Danny.
shit.
I know he not new
I'm
era,
about
but
to
in
say.
terms of like niggas, like he been holding it
Yeah,
down.
he even hold down the
He been
culture.
holding it down.
Absolutely,
He been holding it down.
absolutely. Shout out to Danny. You know what I'm saying? Even with the sick situation,
He been outside.
he's a, you know what I'm saying? He's a staple, bro. He makes it happen. You know what I mean? Gotta give Danny the props for that.
In 20 minutes, 2 hours would have passed.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I don't know. You know, I feel like we definitely at a place now. The culture, quote unquote. I don't even believe in that though.
What?
In the culture, I don't believe in that. I know that sounds crazy. I don't believe that there's any cohesive or monolithic thing that defines every. There's so many components and moving pieces to it. I don't think there's any one characteristic that defines the whole fandom, other than the fact that they're fans. And we're fans. And we're fans. 'Cause I'm a
Culture
fan.
though that has to do with entertainment. Like basketball culture can't be specifically defined,
The
right?
only difference with basketball culture
I'm
is
saying
that,
sports period. Like,
yeah, sports, is that there are measurables. And besides just dollar amount, the measurable is like winning, losing.
winning, yeah,
You
points.
feel what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
that's it. Like there's things that you can calculate that actually show the effectiveness of something. Whereas in battle rap, it's entertainment, so it's very, very subjective.
Absolutely.
The NBA championship is not subjective.
It's quantifiable.
It's literally something that you can measure. Them niggas scored more points than their opponent in more games than their opponent, in the correct amount of games than their opponent in the given series over their opponent.
Only
this
thing
many
that's
times.
happening nowadays
Injuries.
is, I'm about to say, I've done no statistics, I've heard nothing. This got to be one of the biggest times in NBA history where all of these injuries happen. Because it seemed like
This
all
last-
the stars got
So
injured.
the off season was like a month or some change.
Yeah.
They
You
didn't
know
have
what
a
I'm
lot
saying?
of
So it
time to
makes
get that
sense, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But it's still like, God damn, in these last 2-3 years, it seemed like
A lot of injuries.
a lot of injuries, and not just like you're talking about motherfuckers getting injuries like you out for the season type shit. Like you had Durant, you had Klay Thompson.
Yeah.
Didn't Kyrie have something that put him out? LeBron was out for half a year.
LeBron was out for most. Anthony Davis was out for most of the year.
Yeah.
Even in the final, like even in the playoffs, you had like
Didn't Harden
Bradley
was
Beal
out for a
missed lot of
while?
the year. James Harden and Kyrie were missing a lot of time.
Yeah.
It's a lot of niggas. Everybody was injured. Like it's been the all season. This is unprecedented times. So the season 2 years ago stopped in the middle of the season. Oh, thanks. The season stopped in the middle of the season.
Mm-hmm.
That hadn't happened. They restarted it, and then the off season between the championship and then the beginning of the next season was like a month or some change, 2 months.
Dog, and this is random, but just thinking about COVID, and this may be another random question, but this is how our shit probably gonna go for a while. It's just we gonna go off on tangents. What do you see COVID as? Do you see it as like some
Holy shit.
as a blessing or as some natural selection type shit? As some correction type shit? Because humanity has always went through these kind of moments when we reach a certain point.
I think it'd be all that. I don't view things like you'll know after. I think that how you respond to it is where you kind of define what it was, like how we like what the result to it.
It'll be fine. Okay, Ace. That was pretty. I'm trying to think of another word besides the pause word. That was
Besides
the word I was gonna say was definitely gonna be pause. That was interesting. That had a lot of that. No. Nah. You're not saying it a different way. I was about to say a different tense of it.
It had a lot of.
Yeah, it was. That was great point though.
All right, yeah. So I don't think that. I think that we're still. I think.
But what you do afterwards kind of defines
the crazy
how
thing
it's
is
seen.
that it's like even with there's really still no concrete science on it, and I say that to say like people really still don't understand. They're still adapting, as opposed there's no offensive to it other than the vaccination, which is still a limited amount of offense to be played because it doesn't completely eradicate. It doesn't get rid of it. It doesn't get rid of its existence. It kind of mitigates the symptoms you experience if you contract it, which is still kind of an acceptance that you're gonna contract or you're gonna come into contact with it. And the chances are you're gonna come into contact with it. Now what we're trying to do is not even eliminate it. We're trying to eliminate some of the symptoms that you experience as a result of your contact with it. That they're not knowing fully how it's transmitted, if it's airborne, if it's like these things, like it's still new. And I say that to say that's why we don't know. Like if it gets rid of if it ultimately is the thing that destroys humanity, we can't say it was a blessing, can we? Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? But if it's something that galvanizes people, that's something that we learn from, and now immune systems are like
this is what I think it did, and this is why I think in a sense, and this is of course no disrespect to anybody who has lost a loved one.
Shit.
Nothing. What?
Go ahead.
I say there's no disrespect for anybody who's lost a loved one, anything like that. I'm not saying COVID was a blessing in the sense of it was a good thing your loved one died. You know what I'm saying? Because I had loved ones afflicted by everything. But I'm just saying I think for certain people, it forced, not even certain people, I think for society, it forced us as a whole to adapt, to tap into that human instinct of adaptability, which is just our greatest strength. I think is human superpowers. Whatever happens, we're going to adapt. I think it forced people to adapt in a progressive way. Yeah. Like, okay, I lost my job. Yeah. Well, now I know I'm in a position where somebody can say, boom, and I have no more money. Yeah. Off of their decision or whatever they feel is best for them, they can. Now, how do I put myself in a position where that can happen again? Yeah. It's been a lot of entrepreneurs born out of this. It's been a lot of people who figured themselves out, and of course, some people they said depression went up for certain people because of isolation and stuff like that. Yeah. But I think with me, at least for me personally, I think the isolation helped me figure myself out more. Yeah. Being more isolated, being more to myself. And so I think it's been a blessing in certain ways, at least, especially financially, I think for certain people. Because I know people who were getting a lot of assistance while they were working from home getting jobs. Yeah. So they weren't spending gas going to work anymore. Yeah. So they were saving money that way. I know people who put their cars on Turo to rent because they're sitting at home all day. Yeah. So now they renting their car out, making that money, not spending gas, getting stimulus checks, and then working from home. Yeah. I know people who came up legally. You know what I'm saying? Like came up during this entire time. You know what I'm saying? Because I know there's certain people who came up during this time and they did what they did. It is what it is. Yeah. But I'm just saying, like for what we talk about on this show.
Shout out PPP gang.
Proper preparation. The proper preparation gang, you know what I'm saying? But but it's like some people came up during this time, you know what I'm saying, as far as financially, and that's all I just ask people certain times when COVID comes up, like how do you view it? Like again, you lost a loved one, you always see it as I wish COVID never came around because then I would still have my family member. Yeah. But just in the sense of like society, I guess societal stance or whatever, like I think it opened up a lot of eyes and opened up a lot of opportunities. Yeah. And I think once we're out of this, whatever society looks like on the other side of COVID, I do think it would be a progressive, you know what I'm saying, landscape.
Unless it's gone.
Unless it's gone.
Yeah, see, I'm
unless it's gone. So you a doomsday motherfucker?
Nah, I don't know. Yeah, no one knew. Like, yo, if niggas knew that. Like the second ice age, like the ice age was actually about to come. If they knew that, niggas would have prepared differently. I think.
Could they have though?
I don't know.
I was at that time with the
even then
with the technology they say we had. Because who knows what they had? I'm saying with the technology they say we had, which was with just fire. I think.
They made it though.
A mammoth.
Niggas made it. Niggas made it. Them niggas figured it out. Like, bitch, I'm not dying. One thing I'm not doing. The one thing I'm not doing
is dying.
Is dying.
Most of us might.
But I ain't dying.
You know what I'm saying?
So I say I'm more my take is a little bit more sober. There was a lot of loss in this. Like a lot of people lost businesses, a lot of people lost opportunities, a lot of people couldn't continue. Like socialization is a big part of the human experience. Mm-hmm. And like students and children that lost that time in that, like for that time period that weren't able to, I think that it
But I think that happens with any significant shift. Like if you look at the change from I guess, brick and mortar stores to more online shopping.
Yeah.
It was a progression, but a lot of brick and mortar stores lost. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I think with progression, you're gonna have those people who kind of, you know what I'm saying?
Fall
like,
to the wayside. But this what I mean is like, this wasn't a financial boom that did that. This was like something else. This was like a national disaster type of thing, whereas the pandemic, something that globally affected, like people couldn't travel. You got people whose family members were stuck in other countries who died, who weren't able to see them. You know what I'm saying? So I say all that to say that the awareness of stupidity has raised. It's at an all-time high of how stupid people are, how caught up people,
and how much society don't care people stupid. Not just, but how much people agree with stupid people.
People are more concerned with their right to be stupid than they are to trying to do the right thing. Like, I have a right to be as stupid as I want to be, but as an individual, I can be as dumb as I want to be because it's my right to be.
It's my right.
As opposed to getting the correct information.
Matter more than the facts.
That's fact. I have to get more. I have the ability to go achieve and look up and get the correct information to make a correct viewpoint. But I'd rather have the right. I'd rather fall back on my right to be as stupid as I want to be. You know what I'm saying? But the great thing about freedom is that you have the freedom to succeed as much as fail. So you have the freedom to go seek the information as much as you have the freedom to not seek it. And I think that we have definitely been in a time where you got sides of an issue, whether it be vaccine, whether it be working and not working, whether it be people having to foot the bill, of society having to foot the bill, other people are doing
whatever.
All of these things. People rather be on their side and not receive the information from the other side, and fall back on their right to be on that side than to actually have any type of meaningful discourse. And
people fear change in a way in this era that's odd, because we're changing at such a drastic rate where you would think people should be more okay with change.
It's microwavable.
But it seems like
forget each change as it goes, as the next change comes. So it's like you don't even get a chance to get it for it to marinate.
The change is consistent.
It is very.
You know what I'm saying? The change is consistent.
And niggas have gotten kind of comfortable with that. So it's like yo, I'm not mad about that one from last week no more because I'm not thinking about it.
And I'm gonna be honest, I think that trails right into how all relationships, not just but like romantically, they're so quick. I see people how they throw the bro, I love, and all that stuff around. And
don't fuck with us.
Y'all butt heads on some small shit. I don't fuck with it. Bro, what? Like, y'all really didn't give a fuck about each other then, bro. What? Y'all literally just argued about some dumb shit.
Or that thing you were saying that wasn't worth that. Like, that's what it was worth. That's all it was worth. All right, well then it wasn't worth much. Like,
it wasn't worth.
That's all it took for you to just say like that thing doesn't exist anymore. Then
that's real.
It wasn't worth that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. It's a delicate thing. I don't. Me personally, I haven't been too adversely affected by it. I've had some things happen, but I've been fortunate enough to be able to maneuver around it.
Yeah.
But for the people who have, I've encountered a lot of people who have lost.
Yeah.
A lot of family. Like, I know a guy who's lost like 8 family members to COVID. You know what I'm saying? Like his mother, his father, his brother, his sister. Like a lot of his family has all passed because of COVID, and then he couldn't even. And they're like in another country, and he couldn't travel to go see him.
Terrible.
As it was going on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like they wouldn't let him. You know, type shit, like they just wouldn't let him. So I say that to say it's delicate, I get it. I just feel like it's a time of transition for people, and I think that a lot of times we're overlooking the seriousness of it in a lot of instances, and then a lot of people were trumping up the seriousness of it. Like no one knows yet. You still don't know. You don't know. We don't know. Like there's so much more things that we don't know about this situation, how it's gonna turn out. On a everyday, like on the lower levels. The government might actually be able to, they do risk assessment. Yeah. So they might have actually already had, and even then, like I said, you can project, you can have as many projections as you want, as many smart people in the room as you want, and there are unaccounted for variables, things that you don't know not to consider at this point. Yeah. That might play a role in deciding how this turns out. And I just feel like, I'm praying for everybody, man.
That's what it is. Like we hope everybody make it out on the other side better.
Facts.
Not just I want everybody just to make it. Everybody, exactly. I want everybody to do better. Exactly. Like I think with any tragedy, anything, the best way to get over the trauma is to try to, I guess, take from it what you can and then leave what needs to be left. You feel what I'm saying? Like listen. Like I'm gonna take this memory, I'm gonna take this, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I'm also use this to grow. Like for me, COVID affected me very negatively at first. Yeah. Then very good. You know what I'm saying? It was like, because I understand, again, it forced me to become more of an entrepreneur and figure out more streams and things like that. And it's like, okay, word, things started happening for me, whatever. So that's what kind of makes me ask certain people, because again, I know it just varies, but it's a terrible thing. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those kind of catch-22 things where it's like, damn, it's a terrible thing that happened, but it's like, I wonder what happens to society after this. Where do we go after this? Are we, like you said, does this galvanize us in that society? We look back on this 50 years later and it's like,
niggas is tripping.
yeah, it's like after this time though,
yeah.
this is what happened to society. You know what I'm saying? Look at where we got to.
Or it's gonna turn into the purge.
Exactly. Or after this,
it's gonna be lit.
It was all out anarchy.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It was all out anarchy though. Like after that, it was just like, hey, every man for themselves. Which honestly,
what? Talk your shit.
No, I'm just saying that's just human instinct. You know what I'm saying? That's just how we got here. Was every man for himself. Was, you know what I'm saying? You linked up with who you want to link up with,
and we good. Make sure we good.
And I'm gonna say, yeah, we good. If you go against that,
yeah,
it's up. You know what I'm saying? We just got this. We here, and you better stay on our way. Exactly.
Us.
It's us. Fuck us. Always us. Never them.
The other side. Yo, imagine niggas gangbanging in them times. Like niggas see them niggas. They don't know what them niggas is about. They like, yo, what them niggas.
They just start hitting them motherfuckers. That's how they don't even know how to speak with them. So they hit each other talk like, bitch, like, what's your name? Like,
where them niggas from, bro? Get them niggas. They be doing the shit we be doing. That's crazy.
Yeah, facts. Trying to figure out where each other from. Like you know what I'm saying. Of course, you know, ain't no communication back then. So them motherfuckers just had a grunt. That's they grunting, and that's the whole conversation. Like, they arguing.
Nigga, body language is fucked. They like, nah, I don't like this shit.
Yeah, I ain't with this. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, I'm gonna take this club, knock you out, take your girl, and your kids, my kids now, and that lion you killed. That's our dinner.
That's our shit.
Yeah, that's our
and
dinner.
Your kids.
And your kids.
All that. We raising them niggas.
Facts. Unless they become an issue, then we gonna leave them out here. Then they just whatever. Like y'all out here, we might use y'all as bait for something. They try to get us. All right, get a kid. You know what I'm saying? Get the fuck on through.
The thing about we was talking about we was in the hotel room when you was sick.
Yeah.
Talking about how like old times. Like if you had if you brought like an idea, like if you had a progressive thought, niggas would kill you. Niggas
like listen, bro. I understand we used to swim across this river. I built this thing called a boat.
Niggas looking at you like,
what is this contraption that he's?
Niggas pulling out
this
swords.
Is sorcery.
Niggas start drawing swords.
He's drawing a sword from the sheath. Motherfucker, this is sorcery.
Man, come on, we about to take you over there. Like,
bro,
tell them what you just told me.
Bro, swear to God, bro, listen. Think about, just think about somebody who can go back in the day and moonwalk. Go back in time and moonwalk.
Okay, yo, family.
Boy.
Your whole village, when they set your whole village, wherever you from, they about to set that whole shit on fire.
They gonna burn you at the stake. They gonna put your head on a pike. Bro, listen.
This what happened.
This is what happened to you gliding, you levitating off the ground, motherfucker. No, he was walking backwards. Did you see that? He started pop locking this. Where did this come from?
Kill your family, bro.
Bro, listen, that's crazy.
Who this nigga? Who related to?
Bro, who knows you? How can you do that?
Yeah.
For one,
don't worry about it.
Bro, listen.
They ain't trying to figure it out.
And that's honestly, to be honest, in a sense, we're kind of devolving back to that where we don't understand it, or if it doesn't fit into what our emotions and our feelings that we were talking to earlier.
Yeah.
Fuck this shit. It's bad. It's terrible. It's the worst thing. Let's shun them. Let's cancel. That's what canceling is now.
We have evolved
burning at the stake
to a point where we're willing. We have gotten so civil as a people. We have elevated civilization to the point of killing people because they don't share the same ideas of us. Like people are willing to kill you as a human. Like you gotta think, killing niggas at some point was like a real luxury. You couldn't just kill niggas because there wasn't a lot of us.
Well, hold on.
When I say niggas, I don't mean like niggas.
I'm being honest. But contrary to that, though, also at that same time, killing was not seen as crazy as it is. It was like
that's not what I mean. What I mean, I'm talking about when we're talking survival, not thriving. I'm talking about when it like Ice Age type crime. you needed niggas.
Okay, I feel
yeah, you needed people. Like it wasn't
you didn't just go out and kill.
You couldn't just kill niggas because at the end of the day, that was how the multiplying.
Was also supplies were scarce though. Also,
That's
so
right.
it wasn't necessarily killing for just killing, but it would be like you said, survival. It'd be not necessarily because I see you, but it's because I see you and you're in an area where I know it's only a couple deers around here, and we ain't feeding your family too.
Yeah, in the event of, but even then, because you gotta think. That whoever's there was eating at a certain period. They had a way to be able to eat. So if you could add to that somehow, hunter-gatherers, like that's what they were, hunter-gatherers. Like that was something that we've gotten to the point now where like there was no such thing as an expendable life at some point, if that makes sense. Like,
I feel what you're saying.
From a survival
Everybody
standpoint,
had to play.
They had to because we had to multiply. Like that was the way the strength came in the numbers. Like the reason why a wolf pack was unwilling to attack was because it was 100 niggas. They're like, yo, we're not taking the chance. If it was 3 of them, we would go attack them. It was 12 wolves, but it's 100 of them. We're not fucking with it. We're gonna go over here and not attack them. Bears the same thing. Well, bears a lot less willing to attack 500 people than they would be to attack 10 people. You know what I'm saying? So I say that to say that we've gotten to a point now where people are so high brained that they wouldn't kill you for survival. They won't kill you in order to they wouldn't kill you in order because you pose a threat to them in terms of actual living, of continued existence of their family. But they'll kill you because you think something differently than them. Yeah. Because of what color your skin is. Because of what that is crazy. That is madness to think like what the price of a human life is in current day because it's been created because of the excess of how many human beings there are.
That, and I think also we don't value life
the same way. Exactly.
Because
it's around you.
Say that again?
It's around you. It's too much. It's so much of it.
Nothing. This is what I feel about society as a whole, and I know you're gonna follow me. But people at home, like, follow me on this one. I think when internet became something where we all became connected, because that was what internet did. It connected everybody from no matter where you was. You know what I'm saying? It was just everything was now. So now we're getting to see everything now. Even from the best things to the worst things, we all have access to it immediately, right? So I think over time, because that was like mid-90s, late 90s when internet really started making this big boom. So I think over the next couple decades, things became less and less and less taboo. So that's why I think now certain things are being pushed because what's left to excite or shock or anything us, but to just literally attack what makes us human. Yeah. The things that are innate or the things that are human to us, now it's like, not attack, but necessarily, but how do we, what is the thing now? What is like, used to be hearing bitch on TV was taboo. That was, oh my God, we would sneak, at least me, I would sneak when my mom watching a movie to watch the sex scene. You feel what I'm saying? Cause I couldn't. What the fuck are you doing? Huh? What I do? I'm pointing at you.
Oh my goodness. I'm on me, I'm just the background.
Oh man. Listen, that shit was crazy. I don't know what he's doing. He's like sitting off camera, he's like gripping his whole side.
Listen, he going. Jay comfortable. I'm Jay got comfortable. Jay about to take his socks off, start playing with his toes and shit like that.
I'm cool back there.
Shit was crazy, yo. Man, my bad.
But Don, you good? What I left off at?
Attacking things that, man, you got further than that.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It is what it is. Long story short, you know,
we've gotten to a place
we've gotten to a point where I think nothing is taboo anymore, and I think people just do shocking things for sake. That's why I think disrespect is praised, being ignorant is praised, because these are things.
It's supposed to interaction.
That are
what
different.
What is attention worth at this point? Like I be want to know for attention seekers, people that literally do something for attention, not
it's more valuable than money.
I don't mean even marketing though, like not even for the standpoint of you're trying to gain attention to do something with it.
Oh, my people it's just attention.
Wow, what does it do? Like all right, now I'm like, and then what? Like okay, you got the attention.
Because I think again we're in society. Think about it, bro. Every day we see pictures get put up, and we equate this person's value with how many likes they get. So I literally, bro. Have you seen what's that Netflix? It's so fucking good. That's one of the best documentaries I've ever seen in my life. It's on Netflix, bro. But it's literally discussing this about literally how the suicide rate and everything just shot through the roof after social media, because people started being able to compare themselves to others at a rate we never were. Yeah. So now you think that's people's life, even as much as we know it's not.
Yeah,
you still see it exactly. Highlight reel. Oh man, everybody's life is so great. Everybody's life is so great.
Mine isn't.
Mine isn't. I don't take trips like that, even though that person is posting up different pictures from one trip they took a year ago.
Yeah.
And they had different outfits and they're posting them up at different times. You don't know that.
Yeah.
You're thinking, man, this man always get this person used to work with me. How they get to take all these trips? Now you depressed. Now you feel like you're not doing enough in life. And literally, bro, this whole documentary is breaking it down. It's a dope documentary, bro, because it really breaks down like in these times. That's why things all the way on and things are so accepted and people are so like extreme and stuff because like they just want to teach, not to do anything with it.
Yeah.
It's like I feel invisible.
Yeah.
Because that's how your worth is calculated right now. Who you are as a person is quantified by the likes you get, how many views you get, how many people follow you. That is literally we can look at and rate your worth. Now, never been able to rate somebody's worth, but we can literally look and have a number on what your worth is. So if somebody looks and sees my worth isn't that, no, I don't want to do anything with the attention. I just want to be worth something. So I just want people to, you know what I'm saying? I think with that's why people are just ignorant. That's why people because it's like whatever to get attention, whatever for me not to feel invisible, whatever for me to feel like I belong, like I'm somebody, I'm gonna do it.
I still want to know why. I guess I gotta
just explain it.
No. I mean the individual, like the particular individual. I want to know like how you end up there, how you end up, what. I mean, I guess I kind of know. Like what influence. I just want to know particular cases. What influences you to get to a point where you think that?
Do you think they know
the validation? A lot of them probably aren't really. Like,
I'm not saying a lot might be aware. To be honest,
I think they know to a degree though. Like I've seen it in people that say like, "Well, I get this many likes on the picture." I'm like, what does that mean? Like, why do you think that matters? Like,
if you have a brand, it makes sense.
That's what I'm saying. See, that's what I mean. That part is separate. Like when it's promotional and it's actually towards something.
Exactly. You're building a brand because you want to get more sponsorship.
For the sake of it, when you're doing it for the sake of it, when it's just like I want people to look at me for this 1 second. I want to know what that translates into for you. And what is it? Translates into something. It's for a reason. Like, what is the reason? Even if you don't know, like, can I talk to you and figure out what the reason is? What is the reason? I'm not interested. I thank God that I'm just not that. I see and I watch things happen and unfold. Like I'm one of the types like I don't post on Instagram hardly ever. People have to like beg me to. I post on Twitter because it's the most interactive. And
I like to talk more than I like to like post myself how I look. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm more of a talker, so that's why I like Twitter a little bit.
I don't like because Twitter's like it's not anonymous. It's just like I don't have to post about my personal life.
Yeah.
I can say something. Like,
I literally just post shit.
You can start Discord. You can start Discord. Like it's nothing. It's interactive, and it just for me. I have a very active following on Twitter, so I'll post there before I post anywhere, even Facebook, any of that.
Same here.
But if I didn't have like promote like music and battle rap, I wouldn't have any of these things.
Absolutely wouldn't.
I don't use them enough. Like people still like I don't use them now. Like they're like, yo, you don't ever. I'm like, yeah, I know. I browse. I look for new. I look at shit, but I'll look at shit more than I'll actually interact. That's not my thing. Like I'm not on it, and I thank God that I'm that.
Twice a day, and you might catch me.
On Twitter, I go crazy. Like,
I'm about to say you might catch me in those board moves.
Yeah,
where in like 2 hours I'm posting like, every 10 minutes. You know what I'm saying?
Retweet.
So it depends, but I'll literally just be posting whatever on my mind. I will literally post some sad ass shit, then some happy ass shit, and literally just be. I might watch something on TV. You know, it's crazy how these motherfuckers. And then the next thing I see something different, so now I'm typing something different. You know what I'm saying? Like I do fuck with Twitter because of that.
Bipolar.
Exactly. If you
want, I'm watching TV.
I'm watching TV.
I'm watching Family
Yeah, I'm about to say you should keep going to different shit. So I'm just tweeting whatever, and I let. And this is why I think prison and the way I grew up and all that helped me in a certain way because it's like you get really comfortable with just not really caring what a motherfucker think, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna do me, bro.
Practical.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, bro.
How does this contribute to my life?
What does it do for me? What does it do for me?
Right.
How does this hinder me if you know, like Jada Nightwing, I put up a thing about how I like to choke a bitch, right? When I'm fucking him. What? That's just wrong.
Is Wayne Brady gonna have to?
Wayne Brady gonna have to choke a bitch? I'm saying, like, you know what I'm saying? How I like to choke a woman when I'm having sex with him, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, the things he feel comfortable saying on Twitter, whatever. And I'd be like, but y'all don't think I post this shit knowing everybody can see it?
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck, bro. Please make an entire angle about how I like to get pussy. Like it's just because to me again, he absolutely will.
Do it.
And he absolutely will. And that's what I'm saying. Make an entire round. We've discussed this battle. Make an entire round about. You know what I'm saying? If that's what you want to do your thing.
Yeah,
but what I'm saying is, as far as that social media shit, just be like, you just get to a point where it's like you just don't. If you're again secure within yourself, whatever, you just don't be caring, bro. It's like because again you're an individual. You're gonna post things people ain't gonna agree with. Like you're gonna say things whatever. I think a lot of people are afraid or too eager to offend people. And I know that sounds weird, but they're either afraid to or they're way too eager to offend people.
Because the offense brings attention. Once again, that when they offend people, it's with the intention of a lot of people responding to it. People, I watch every day. People respond like, and the thing is, I never respond seriously unless I can get a joke off, unless it's something that's socially detrimental. Like if it's socially detrimental, if you're talking like, and like the other day, somebody tweeted about Black Lives Matter not mattering because a white officer was killed in the line of duty, or a non-person of color was killed during the line of duty, and tried to compare the two. And it was like, well, the two, first off, the problem, the outrage that people have with trained officers on the job killing people is that they're wrong for doing it, they receive no punishment for it. The people
it's
that
not
killed
just
her,
getting killed. We
and
understand y'all get killed too, but they get held accountable.
Up and they get killed for it.
That's the difference.
There's
Nobody ever said y'all don't kill whites and only kill us.
Or we want them to die.
Kill whites. No one said that.
We're saying that
it's simply
when they die, there's no type of justice for it, which I don't consider to be justice anyway, because like it's just me. I'm not even good. It's literally first off, the dynamic with officers, not to spend too much time on this, is that they are trained. There's no such thing as civilian training. You're just a regular person every day who has a lot of life adversity that they're facing, who's not privy to necessarily going through the things that you go through on the job. You're trained. You're supposed to be trained. You're supposed to be the one who is held accountable. You have a burden of proof when you're dealing with somebody that knows what they're doing, as opposed to someone who's just around. There's a reason why I can't go perform an arrest. I can't perform a traffic stop because I'm not trained.
Beyond the citizen's
It's not my job. I can't do that. Like, I can't. Well, and even then, the citizen's arrest is legal, but I don't have the skill set to actually do it.
To do it as well as
a trained officer to do it. So when your job should be to de-escalate a situation. So we're not wishing that officers get killed for the most part. You got some people that are. I'm not wishing that people that.
I'm wishing the officers that are out here putting people's life at risk. Yeah, they can get killed.
I think that one of the biggest problems is that they're not held accountable, and that's why officers are so they're I'm cool with killing this nigga because I know I've seen
so many. What's gonna happen?
Nothing. That's the problem. Like,
that man had his foot on George Floyd. That man had his knee on George Floyd's neck, looking around, grinning.
Like y'all niggas ain't gonna do nothing about it.
Like what's gonna happen to me? Like you know what I'm saying? What's gonna happen to me? Like the fuck gonna happen? Like you know what I'm saying? I'm a cop killing him. So
that level of entitlement and protection is what we're mad at. That's what we're mad at.
That's an amount of arrogance.
That's a systemic problem. That's where they know that they're not gonna be held accountable for their horror. Like even if they were, like as a human being, why would you ever want to do another human being that you've been entrusted to protect? Why would you ever be okay with doing that to that person?
You shouldn't even feel comfortable doing it. That should hurt you that you're sitting here killing this man. I'm just thinking about myself as a person, and I've done some shit in my life. I'm not gonna act like I haven't. Whoa. But I'm just thinking, what? I've done some fucked up shit in my life. Either way, I've done some shit in my life where it's like, I still can't imagine myself with a knee on a man's neck. And he's like, bro, I can't breathe, bro. Please let me up, bro. And I'm just like,
nah, you'll be alright.
Unless you try to hurt my kids, try to kill me, so of course, then it's like, fuck you. But it's literally like, I think you might have done something wrong.
And I'm about to kill you.
And I'm about to literally kill you. Like, oh, you can't breathe or whatever. Shouldn't have broke the law. I just can't even picture I don't know, like just me as a person, as a human being, like I can't picture myself hearing something like, oh, I'd immediately go, all right, man, I let you up. I'm immediately gonna adjust, like, all right, can you straight? Like, what does that hurt me if let's say I'm dead set on arresting you? Yeah. What does it hurt to me to just adjust where you can't say you can't breathe no more? Yeah. It's literally it. I'm gonna keep all my pressure maybe on your arms or whatever to make sure you stay down. Yeah. What does it hurt me to take the pressure off your neck so all right, now you can't say you can't breathe no more? Yeah. So now when you say I know you're lying, at least do that, because let's say he thought he was lying and just saying that all right, get off his neck. All right, you right, cool. I still can't breathe. All right, that's on you, buddy. Let's say if he wanted to be you know what I'm saying? Let's just, if he wanted to be an asshole, at least that. But once for that not to be in you, that goes back to the word you said of entitlement. That shows that entitlement. Like, I don't have to do nothing. Have to stop. You know what I'm saying? Like,
there will be nothing that happens because as a result of me. Even if you can't breathe and I do happen to kill you, I'll be fine.
I don't care.
I'll be okay.
Even a rational person who you would think understands consequences would hearing that and be like, okay, let me at least make sure I don't kill him. Yeah, let me make sure I don't kill him.
I won't kill this nigga.
Make him uncomfortable, harass him, whatever. They might still do that. But kill him? Oh, I ain't gonna do that. I ain't gonna do that. But that, like I said, that just goes to show his mindset. Like I said, wasn't that same officer, he got a whole bunch of complaints against him and all that stuff. So it's like, you been knew he was a problem cop for a while. And you just did nothing about it. And the man had to lose his life.
That's the problem. In order for him to go to prison finally. So if that happened a little bit more often, I think that people would be a lot officers. And now what the counter argument that is going to be, they're going to put themselves in a situation that they could potentially lose their lives because they're apprehensive about doing something like.
I think there's a way you can go about it where you still, because I understand the officer has to take command. You have to be in control, but there's a way you can do it with respect. And like you said, you can be vigilant where it's like, not saying you always know, but you can go about it cautiously without being disrespectful.
Yeah, policing people shouldn't include, like, if you're not in a situation where it's like a high pursuit, there's a felony, traffic, something happens.
You know this man just shot at somebody, he's on the run.
Different.
Yeah.
When it's just a traffic, like, you shouldn't be going into, like, I've seen officers get killed in this situations, and I understand the apprehension, but you being with, like, it's almost as if they're willing to say, like, I'll kill him in order to protect myself, even if it means that I killed him unjustly.
Yeah, I'm about to say,
the chance of
I'm
me
not taking
dying,
the risk
of me dying,
of killing him innocently.
Facts.
I'd rather take the risk of killing him innocently
than allow him to
die.
kill. Yeah, it's a fact.
And that's the wrong mindset.
It's cowardly.
That's the wrong mindset.
It's not what you should be doing the job. Like, you shouldn't be an officer if that's your mindset. You should be working at a grocery store.
Bravery has to be in somewhere. Courage has to be in somewhere. You can't be like, yeah, I'm this scared cop. We're out there scared. You shouldn't be a cop, bro. You should not be a cop. Again, I think an amount of fear is healthy. A certain amount is healthy, but it's like when it literally causes you to act in an irrational way or against your training, you shouldn't be a cop.
I got a radical like approach to that. Like, pay officers a lot more money. Pay them a lot more money, but also increase the punishments.
Yeah.
Because they're in a field. Like,
same thing with teachers, increase their pay.
Increase their fucking pay, but increase the punishments when they fuck up. In any way, when they're planting shit, if they're caught punching people, like we just had a video in DC, in the DC area, of an officer on tape. There are two officers holding the dude, they trying to cuff him, and he just starts punching him in the face. Like, increase their punishment.
Yeah. I
say increase their pay, because it is risky. Yeah, find some way to incentivize, even if it's a pension, and increase their incentivize their risk that they're taking somehow. Doesn't have to be paid, but incentivize it somehow. But also, any type of infraction that involves the mismanagement of people, make that shit outright. Like, whatever you would normally get for assault on the street, double it for an officer.
Just how we get double time for killing an officer,
double it for
an officer should get double time for doing a crime.
That's a fact.
You should be held to a higher standard.
That's a fact.
Just like we should be held to a high standard for killing one of y'all.
But incentivize.
Y'all should be held to a high standard for killing one of us.
But incentivize. So it'd be like, yo, why would I want to be an officer then? Because you're getting paid $190,000 a year to come out straight out of college.
Yep.
Now, but you have to do the right thing though. Yep. Your heart has to be in the right place.
And these motherfuckers need to learn the law better. I've talked to too many cops where I tell them about the law. You know what I'm saying? Well, I'm like, bro, you can't tell me not to record here, bro. You literally can't.
Absolutely.
Put your phone down. No, I won't. Because you can't tell me to do that.
Fact.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, you don't even know the law, bro. Like, you sitting here, I promise you're not going to win this debate. And if you touch my phone or anything, then that's a lawsuit. So I want you to. Yeah. Not saying I'm one of those guys who are tagging us, because you have those people called auditors. They're called First Amendment auditors, where they literally go and put themselves in positions that seem weird because they want police to confront them, so they can tell them that they'll walk in front of a police station with a gun.
Yeah.
Perfectly legal.
Yeah.
But of course that's gonna raise suspicion. Like, why is he out in front of the sidewalk walking back and forth with a rifle? And then they come out, hey, what's your name? You don't need my name. And they keep walking up and down. And of course it's legal, like you know what I'm saying, but it's like
the whole point of it is like, yo, I'm trying to show you this, but
but that's their thing. They're auditing them in the sense of, because when they come and confront them, like, listen, what I'm doing is legal. You can't even come and ask me my name. Well, you can come and ask me whatever you want.
Yeah, but I'm not.
But I don't have to give you nothing, and you can't impede me as I'm trying to walk. Get out my way.
Damn, sure don't give him nothing.
Exactly. Don't have to give you shit. And so I'm not one of them people who will go and purposely look for something. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying if I'm in the position, and that's what I'm saying. So I say that to say cops should be better trained in understanding the law. Like, you know what I'm saying, knowing what you can and cannot tell somebody.
It's not just a matter of, I feel like he's usurping my authority. You don't tell me, don't talk back to me.
Exactly. And I can do whatever I want.
Who are you to question me? I be looking at there's so many arguments. I'm like, bro, get the fuck out of here, bro.
Yeah, fuck out of here. Shut up. You tell them as much as shut up, and it's not a charge. So whatever you're gonna say to try to make that a charge, it's not. Shut up. Yeah. Shut up. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, you don't want to go out there and do that. But I'm saying, if they give you that reason to do that, you can, you know what I'm saying? Like, do what you want, because they can't do shit. If you stay within keep your voice level so they can't give you no disturbing the peace, shut up. Shut up. I'm gonna give you disturbing. What peace am I disturbing, bro? I'm calmly telling you, shut up.
Ludicrous. Ludicrous, officer. Disturbing the peace. This is ludicrous. I did no such fucking thing.
Cut it out, man.
Yeah, so I don't know how do we close out?
Yeah, how you gonna start?
What do we do? This is an experiment. I don't know what to do.
Appreciate you tuning in.
Listen, man.
Hey, man, this is
as far as the first episode, man, we haven't even titled this yet, man. So actually, Yo, actually, when y'all see this,
What do we
throw
call it?
ideas in the comments.
Yeah, what do we call this?
What do y'all think we should call this podcast? Tell us what y'all enjoyed, what sections y'all enjoyed of the podcast,
What we did, what we
sections you didn't enjoy the podcast. You know what I'm saying? What you think we should improve on. This is literally an experiment for us because this is something we enjoy doing, and also for y'all as well, the fans who've asked for it. We want to make this as entertaining for y'all as possible. So what topics did you like? You know what I'm saying? How do we do it? How you didn't like? What suggestions you have? Whatever. Drop it in the comments for us. For real. You know what I mean?
Lit. I'm Amin.
Kid Chaos, you know what I'm saying? Y'all will see us next time. We're gonna
figure out a name.
we're gonna gauge how this response from this, and then
go from there.
it's up from here.
Hit the like button.
Hit the like button,
yo.
subscribe button, share this
like
with your
button,
friends.
You know what I'm saying?
No Civil War coming up. Swamp and Ace Amin versus Danny Myers and Tink the Demon. Kid Chaos
Take
versus
the
Jay
demon
Knight.
1-on-1. 3-0.
You feel me? We gonna put on for the new era. Period. And yeah, fuck with us.
What you with? What you want? How you wanna play it? It's that shit, don't you front. Nigga, don't you say it. I'm the shit, like the blunt. Tell them fuck with me. She legit, keep it a buck. Now, baby, tell me who you with before you come. If she hit, then you done.